Okay. I think we are live at this point. All right. Yeah, I think we are live. What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream.
Put your dollars in your pockets.
I forgot it was Super Bowl weekend.
It is.
But I remember after working a 12-hour day people needed a lot of drinks. Also, the argument I saw was everyone already played the games announced, but a lot of them weren't even old. Lol.
Yeah, this is probably... I wanted to make a video on this, Justin, which I still might. But I went back and I looked at pretty much every single Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase or Mini. And I think I figured out why there's been such a strong reaction to this one. It's actually not based off the games that are announced. It's based off the fact that there's no Mario and Zelda. That's pretty much the only thing that I can come by. And I've watched other people's content that didn't like it. I watched the NC Smaster, he's kind of parroting a lot of what people are saying online. And the thing that I note with all of their videos, because I wanted to make sure that I had informed both sides, you know, no shill essence here, both sides. And the thing that I realize is that when people say, oh, well, there's been other ones that were better, I ask them, which ones are you talking about? And it always goes to, oh, well, I didn't research it much, but, you know, hey, there were some other games. And I'm like, yeah, which ones? And I had one guy respond to me, and he told me literally the Nintendo Direct from like July or something of 2020, where they showed WWE champions, or they showed, what was it, or WWE whatever. It was like 8 minutes long, and he's like, yeah, that one was better. And I'm like, I have no idea anymore. I have no idea. Also, Cyber Taurus with the propane bubby.
Okay, first, here's some spare propane for Sunday.
Yes.
Second, that was not the worst one in my opinion. Let's talk about it rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to be shill essence here, but I went back and I looked at each game for game. I went back and watched all of them. I might actually do a video where I'm like, hey, I watched every single Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase / Mini, and these were the worst ones. Like, I might want to do that. But I went back and looked at every single one, from games announced to the quality of the games, to the Metacritic score of the games, to whether they were new, they were ports, they were this, they were that. And the reality is pretty much all of them are bad. Like, if you look at it that type of way, all of them are bad. None of them are really great in terms of what people want. There's not a single partner showcase that I can look at. This one that we got, now for my personal taste, it was easily the best Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. I think there might be an argument for, I think in 2022 there were a couple that were okay. There was one in 2022 July that had Persona 3, 4, and 5, and it had Nier Automata. Now that was pretty good, but that was also old ports, and that is the biggest knock on this Partner Direct, was that there's a bunch of old ports. But I thought that was the whole point of the Partner Directs. That's what I personally thought was the whole point of them. Hey, we want to be able to play X, Y, and Z game portable. We know this game's good or not, and now it's coming over to Nintendo Switch 2. But yes, I did see a lot of people say, I already bought that, or I've already played it. But if you look at the sales numbers, it doesn't quite match up to what they're saying. So, oh, everybody's already bought or played it. Digimon Story Time Stranger sold 1 million copies across the Xbox, PlayStation, and the PC. That is an install base of hundreds of millions of people, and only 1 million people bought that game. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, same story. You have PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the PC. That game sold around 1 to 2 million units, something like that. Barely anybody have bought these games relative to how many people have access to the games. So it doesn't really make too much sense to me, which once again, we will go. Now, once again, if you feel differently, feel free to let me know what partner directs were way better, what new games were at those that were exciting, that were really good. I'm an open book. I'm definitely free. I don't want to hush people or say that you're not allowed to have a difference of opinion. But once again, I did quite a bit of research. You can't tell, but I'm actually incredibly tired because I've been working a lot between streams and editing videos and putting together everything. So it doesn't make sense to me, at least. But like I said, we will get to the bottom of it today.
Were people more positive in 2018 vs 2026?
No.
Zelda and 3D versus no Zelda and 3D Mario?
In 2018, from what I could go back and look at in the comments, the first partner showcase in 2018, it was in January. And people complained and hated that and said Switch is losing momentum. It was the same exact thing that we're seeing right now. Yes, we got Breath of the Wild and we got Odyssey and we got Xenoblade in 2017. But in early 2018, in January, people complained about the partner showcase. You can go back and look at the Nintendo Direct Mini from January 2018, and it's the same talk online. It's the same process. So I'm going to chalk this up to the internet hates everything. That's what I'm going to chalk this one up to. I don't think it was bad. I think there was a ton of great games that for a partner showcase. Now, for a Nintendo, like a big Nintendo Direct, obviously, it's not the same thing. I'm talking about for a partner showcase, the expectations for the smaller show. I thought it was the best one by a country mile. I don't think it's even close. The only ones that I can find that were maybe even as good were 2020. There was one with Monster Hunter Rise. That one was incredible because of Monster Hunter Rise. I mean, there wasn't really much else outside of that, but Monster Hunter Rise kind of made it and made the show. There was another one with SMT3 and SMT5 being announced for a worldwide release, but it was very short. There was barely any games, and they didn't show any gameplay of SMT5. I was happy, though, that it was still out because people were saying that the game was canceled or dead. So that was the good news about that, but there wasn't really a ton of games. And like I said, there was the one in July of 2022. I think there was one more, I think, that had some other stuff. But there hasn't been a bunch of incredibly good ones that show a bunch of brand new games that aren't ports, that are all that. Like, not that I can tell. Because, like I said, I watched a couple videos where people were trying to say that.
Also, did you get a chance to try the demos? I think Monster Hunter Stories 3 might be a docked experience game for me.
I got a chance to play Pragmata, not Monster Hunter Stories yet. But I will get around to them this weekend, probably. Shout outs. Appreciate you, Justin. Big love. And thank you to Cyber Tourist. You're on the Hokage stream, Ninja. We're already up to 54 on the combo board. So let's go over shout outs, though. I didn't go over shout outs. I had an opening spiel. So let's go over shout outs while I put this type this up here. Anybody does 42 or more, you can give my man Cyber T at the top of the board. Big love to Cyber T. Good luck to your Seahawks this weekend. Dior is here. General Zamora is here. DJ King is here. Party Man is here. 7Dio with the 2 says SMT music. All right, I got you. Shout outs. I got you with the SMT music. That's coming up. Let me get this all situated and let me get into some shout outs and then we'll get all of that going. Cyber T. So yeah, I'm generally confused. I'm not confused, but then I am confused. Like it's both. I understand why, because like I said, I watched the NC Smashers video, and he just basically he's upset because he hasn't gotten first party games that he likes. It's not because the direct was bad, it's because he hasn't gotten what he wants. And he even referenced that as much in his video, like, oh well, we got with Switch 1, we got Mario Odyssey, and we got Xenoblade, and we got Breath of the Wild, but Switch 2 we don't have as much, so this is bad. Like, so it wasn't because the games were actually bad. It wasn't because that. And he did reference, and other people referenced, oh, there was other partner showcases that were good. I know it's a meme that they're all bad, but there are other ones that were good, but he didn't mention them. And I asked him on his video, and I asked him again, and he's like, hey, well, I don't know. I can't tell you. I just put together this video quickly. I also asked Kid and Krista, I said, well, what games could they have had that made them better? Because I wanted to get both sides, because they said it was bad too. And the same thing, well, I like a couple games, but they didn't tell me what games that they wanted or what would have been better or anything. So I think it really comes down to they haven't gotten their Mario, their Zelda, their big Nintendo Direct for this year, and they're uncertain about that. Maybe they didn't like the games from last year. I think it comes down to that. I don't think it's actually because this Direct was bad. I don't think so. Based off of talking with a lot of people that didn't feel that it was very good. I don't think that was the case. Personally, like I said, I talked to a lot of people, and I wasn't rude either. I wasn't mean. I wasn't rude. I was like, oh yeah, I understand. Like, I was being super cool about it, you know? So, because I wanted to get, like I said, I wanted to get both sides. I wanted to see exactly how people felt. Because, like, I was like, I was like, yo, this is actually pretty good. And then once Nintendo put the full games list, I was like, this is a solid partner showcase. This has big AAA games. This has games that people have been wanting. This has a lot of stuff when it comes to third party. Like, this is actually pretty good. But people obviously disagreed. You know, people disagreed 100%. So yeah. I compared it with the last partner showcase. The one did have a couple medium profile, 100% new games, like MH Monster Hunter Stories 3 and Asano Duo, but way less games, a way more boring filler. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you got HD 2D, you got Octopath Traveler 0, you got that, and you had Monster Hunter Stories 3. That's true, you did have those. This one had Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I know it's older, but like I said, most people have not played this game. I don't think Grand Blue is not a super popular game on PlayStation or PC. And these are games that I specifically have been waiting to come to Nintendo Switch 2, so maybe it's more of just my own personal taste. But to see Digimon Story, Time Stranger, which I specifically waited, to see Grand Blue, to see Tales of Arise, to see all of those, plus, I know everybody doesn't love Bethesda stuff, but to see, Oblivion Remastered, I did not expect that at all. Obviously, to get Indiana Jones on a full cart, that's good. That's a AAA Game of the Year quality type of game. So to me, I thought it was better overall in like the scope of everything. There were a couple of brand new games, AA type games. You have the Tokyo Scramble game, which is a brand new IP, brand new like survival puzzle monster or dinosaur game. And then you also have the Kyoto Xanadu, which is a brand new 2D and 3D action RPG from Nihon Falcom. So I don't know. I felt that it was way better than pretty much every single other partner showcase that we've ever gotten. And like I said, that's going back and comparing the games to each partner showcase. Now, maybe partner showcases just suck overall. That could be it, and people are just never going to be happy with those. But that's just kind of how I looked at it. Let's see, but that's just kind of how I saw it. Justin Tree Fitty with the $3.50.
I did see some people losing their minds over Pragmata looking and running decent on Switch 2. Lol, can I get Little Root Town?
Yeah, I can get that for you. I will go over the situation with the PS5, and I'm gonna talk about in a video probably tomorrow. The PS5 fan base is getting incredibly insecure about the Switch 2 and the games and how they're running. And I'll go over that with I had a couple conversations with a few different PlayStation content creators, and they seem to be obscuring information to make the PlayStation 5 look better against the Nintendo Switch 2, and not telling the full stories for some reason, or only comparing certain things, because it feels like they seem to be upset that Nintendo's finally getting AAA big games the same time they are, and they don't have that natural advantage that they used to have. And this is coming from somebody who's a multi-platform gamer, but I'm starting to notice this quite a bit. They're starting to get really chippy and really insecure about that. So we're probably going to discuss that in a video. And it's leaning towards obviously like grifter-ish, where I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to compare sales, but only from this time period. I'm not going to tell you the whole story because that doesn't fit what I like right now. And then when you ask them, well, are you going to talk about it? Why should I talk about that? Who cares? I'm only going to, no, I'm not, maybe I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, whoa, calm down, buddy. Calm down, relax. I just asked if you're going to if you want to compare sales, why don't you just compare the full year? Compare the end of the year, that's fine. Compare the holiday season, but then also just compare the full year and just say, oh yeah, for the full year, Switch sold this, PS5 sold this. For the holiday, PS5 sold this. That's all you got to do. Why only leave one part in? It doesn't make any sense to me as somebody who likes to have as much information as possible, but they're trying to, like I said, they're getting insecure about the PlayStation 5 and how good the Switch did. So I'm starting to see that from PlayStation content creators. They're starting to get a little insecure. Some of them, not all of them. Most of them are cool. Some of them are getting insecure. All right, let me get this SMT5 music. What's up, Sabo? Welcome. What is good? Let's see. Sony Van was. Let's see here. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like he was so angry he was so angry that I asked him, "Are you gonna make a tweet about the full year?" I mean, why would you only make a tweet about the end of the year? Just make the full. Just put it together. Just say, "Oh yeah, PS5 outsold it for the holiday or whatever, but you know, the full year, Switch did this, PlayStation was right behind it as an old platform. That's all you got to do. I just asked him, he got pretty angry about that, and I don't know why he got so angry. He said I was being that I was salty. I'm like, I'm not salty. I have 2 PS5s. I have a PS5 Pro. I contributed to the sales. Last year I bought a PS5 Pro. I contributed to the sales of the PlayStation 5. What do you mean? No, nobody's salty about anything. And why would I be salty? The Switch 2 still outsold the PlayStation 5. Even if you want to say I'm biased on this, the Switch 2 still outsold it for the whole year, and it was on sale for 5 months less. It was on sale from June to the December. PS5 was obviously, it's been out for 5 years now, you know? So it doesn't make any sense to be salty. What is there to be salty about, you know? Party Man says, unless Mario, Zelda, specific third-party games are direct, regardless of which, people are upset. Yeah. I noticed that when I came in here. Yes, sir. Okay, Golden. Okay, you're talking to somebody else. Okay, cool. OJ was tearing. Yeah, people got really mad at me at Twitter because I was bringing facts. Genki got upset. I made Genki delete a post because he was like, oh, well, he was like, oh, well, what was it? He was like, Code Vein was the first game since Ghost of Tsushima to hit the #1 on the sales rankings for the Famitsu. And I was like, no, it wasn't. Animal Crossing New Horizons sold 18,000 units across the Switch 1 and Switch 2. What are you talking about? And he's like, all right, my bad, delete. And then they get mad, they call me shill, and they call me names when I'm just giving them like the truth, like facts and the truth. They get so upset with that. Why are you defending? Why you gotta defend the sales? I'm like, dude, I'm just giving you guys like the truth. This is the truth of what happened. This is the truth. This is the honesty. And once again, honesty is becoming a thing in short supply online. It's about your feelings. It's about your bravado. It's about how you like what you like more. It is not about the truth anymore. People are, everybody's turning into like political grifters. That's what like politics are. I'm gonna give you only information that I want you to know, and I'm gonna ignore that's totally what politics are. You know, so it's turning into that. Like it's already been like that, but now it's like really turning into that online. Like people get really upset when someone gives them like the truth. And so it's funny. It's really funny. Let's see here. Yo, Pink Retina, thank you for the $5. Says, what's up, OJ? I hope you've been well. I hope you've been well too, young lady. I've been tuning in when I can to your streams. I know you've been busy, you haven't been streaming as much, but I know you're getting back to it. So you guys all go subscribe to Pink Gratina on follow her on Twitter or sorry, on Twitch. She streams on Twitch all the time. She's awesome. She plays like Apex and she plays like Street Fighter and she plays like competitive games. She's really good. She can beat me up in all those games. So you guys all go subscribe to her channel. Follow her on Twitch as well. Let's see, people salty. Switch 2 sold 17 million in just 7 months. Yeah, I think a little bit. I think a little salty about that. A little salty. A little. They get, like I said, because it's starting to challenge. The thing about it, and like I said this in my videos, if you watch my vids, you guys know what's up. I said that this is the first time, literally, in 20 years, that Nintendo actually has some type of, like, parody or some type of, oh, wow, there's AAA Japanese games coming to the Nintendo platform day and date, and that has them paranoid. Like that has them specifically in their feelings to where they're going to have to do little things to make it seem like, oh, PlayStation. It's like, dude, you don't have to do all that. Like it's fine. No, it's like, but this is the first time in 20 years. Usually Resident Evil, like a game like Pragmata, you know, Capcom games, those would be essentially Japanese exclusives for PlayStation in Japan. And now they're not. Now they're day and date. Now they're seeing more games come over. Now they're actually seeing stuff like Pragmata or Resident Evil don't look as good, but run at 60 FPS or run good and you can take it anywhere. I mean, they're starting to get, like I said, a little paranoid.
What did you think about Pragmata on Switch 2?
I thought Pragmata was very impressive. I still need to play more of the demo, but I thought it was very impressive. It runs pretty smooth. It looks solid. Like I said, not as good as PlayStation 5, but you can take it anywhere. The Switch 2 is a tiny... It's like a tiny tablet compared to a PlayStation 5, you know? So the fact that it's this small, yet it can play, you know, it can play all of those games. That's like the big thing with it, you know? So give me 1 second. So I have a PS5 Pro, but this is a PS5. This is the system that you need to pretty much play Pragmata in like the best console quality settings. So this is the difference between these two. And I saw somebody put up a picture, but this is a PlayStation 5. As you can see, it's as big as a top human half of an old man. And this is a Nintendo Switch. So like, as you guys can see, like these are this is the difference between the two. And the fact that you can get graphics, or you can get games that are running pretty good, pretty decently, and somewhat close, or, you know, because like I said, law of diminishing returns, and of course newer processes. The fact that, you know, this can do like something that's even close or even near it to where it doesn't look like let's say a 360 versus Wii version of a game. I think that's once again getting some of them a little bit paranoid about that. So that's the funny thing about it. You know, that's the funny thing. It does seem like they're a little bit insecure over it. Like I said, I have a PS5 Pro. That is a base launch model PS5. I'm not the shill or fanboy here. I have the systems. I play I show you guys what I play. I show you guys my wrap-ups. I show you guys my video games. I'm not the one here. You know, I'm not the one here. They're just very angry that that I have facts, that I speak factually when it comes down to things. So I think it makes them very upset. So, I mean, the disc drive that you have to buy, the $80 disc drive that you need for a PS5 Pro, I bought it at $700. The disc drive is $80. Now the PS5 Pro is $750 plus an $80 disc drive. The disc drive is bigger than the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, literally, like the disc drive, like the box and the disc drive, it's bigger than the Switch 2 itself. So the fact that we can get a game like Pragmata, Resident Evil, these games running at decently and looking okay, and we can take it anywhere that we want on a tiny little system, that is a miracle in its own right, all things considered. So now let's see. My man doesn't even have a PS5 Pro connected. It's just sitting there. No. My PS5 Pro is connected. I had it disconnected, but I connected it because I wanted to play a couple different things. This is my launch model PS5. This is not a PS5 Pro. This is the one with the broken HDMI. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see right there. There's the crack. I'm not lying because I'm not a liar. The crack is right there. There we go. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there when I kicked my PS5. And then you can also tell these two marks when I kicked it. There's a mark right here and there's a mark right there. This is the one that I Cobra Kai kicked. So there's two marks when it hit off the wall. But yeah, that's what happened to it. But no, this one's just, yeah, it's in my, I put it in my background. I bought my wife a PS5, so she has one in her bedroom. I downloaded Marvel Rivals for her, so she can play that. And then I have a PS5 Pro hooked up to this OLED right here. Let's see here. J-Mac with the $10 and says, off topic, the more I use the Switch 2, the more I appreciate it. It's easily the best looking handheld, and third-party support seems strong. I'm glad I ignored the haters and bought one. Super happy. Yeah, I think that's what happens most of the time when people try it out. You know, it's like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty good. You know, it's pretty good. It's not bad. And it plays games pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much what most people say. I saw how Krista dodged your question. She just gave you the BS answer. These people are just farming. No, I mean, I think Kit and Krista are being honest, but I think really what it comes down to is that they just haven't gotten Mario and Zelda, or they haven't gotten big first part. Like if Nintendo already released a brand new 3D Mario last year, this partner showcase wouldn't have been as bad. They would have been like, oh well, it's okay, you know, they did good. Like I really think that it's damaged by proxy. I don't think that anybody truly feels that the games in this partner showcase were bad. It's more about they're upset that they haven't gotten what they personally want. So they'll say there's old ports, but they want old ports. Everybody wants old ports on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you don't, you're lying, because everybody wants Metal Gear Solid Delta. Well, not everybody, but everybody wants Expedition 33. Everybody wants old ports on the system. I don't see anybody that says, don't give me Expedition, don't give me Metaphor, don't give me everybody wants old ports. So I don't understand why that's like, oh, it's just old ports. Everybody wants old ports. Let's stop kidding ourselves here. Everybody wanted Persona 3, 4, and 5 on the Nintendo Switch 1, right? We all wanted that. Persona 5 came out in 2017. Persona 5 Royal came out in 2019. Persona 5 Royal for the Switch 1 came out in 2022. It was 3 years old, and everybody celebrated a 3-year-old port. Persona 3 and Persona 4, those games are damn near 20 years old at this point. Persona 4 Golden is from Persona 4 is from like 2007 or 2000. It's like, these are like PS2 games, and everybody wanted those games on the Nintendo Switch. Nier Automata was a 2017 game. It came out in 2022. That is 5+ years old, and everybody was like, wow, that's coming out. I want to try that. So when people say, it's all old ports, everybody wants what they want on the system in terms of old ports. I do not believe that people don't want that, because people talk about it all the time. People talk about Kingdom Hearts coming over. People talk about Metaphor. People talk about all this all the time. So like I said, I think it's more about they either didn't get what port they want, which is fair, or they didn't get their certain big first party games. But I personally think, based off of talking to so many people, that I don't think it's based off of the actual direct itself not being good, personally. Let's see here. Did you watch OJ? He was pretty confirmed. ROG Ally fell off, and the Switch 2 sales were great the 1 year. I did not see that yet, but I'm going to see that. Shout outs to Spawn Wave. Make sure you guys all go watch the Spawncast this weekend. So no, I haven't seen that, but I'm gonna check it out for sure though. So they pretty much reconfirmed the ROG Ally X fell off. Of course it did. It's $1,000. I'm doing good, Daniel. How are you? Let's see here. What's up, Wazian? Welcome. Didi, what's good? Let's see here. I find that all people are calling these ports old. Switch 1 ports were often indeed several years old. Most of the games here are like 2 years old at most, sometimes not even a year. Yeah, like Digimon Story Time Stranger came out, I think in October or so. I think it was October of last year. It's not even a year old. And by the time that it releases, it won't even be a year old. So it's not even a year old yet. And it was at 30 FPS on console. It's at 60 FPS now, and it's gonna get a patch on Xbox or PlayStation. So yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is about 2 years old, but this one is an enhanced port of the game. It's not just the same game. So there's new content, new characters, and they've increased, like they've done better quality of life. They've upgraded the online. There's actually a lot more things to it. To the game. Now, yes, Tales of Arise is an old port. That is from 2021, so that is about 4 years old now at this point. But people were still asking for Tales of Arise on the Switch 1. People were asking, can we get a Tales of Arise on Switch 1? So people wanted that game to come over, and that's one of the better selling Tales games. It makes sense to bring over every Tales game to the Switch 2. I mean, why would you not bring over every single Tales game to the Switch or Switch 2? So it makes sense to me. Like these games, and it's critically acclaimed. Tales of Arise is a critically acclaimed game. It's highly rated. So, like I said, to me, I don't get it, because a lot of these games are really good. You know, a lot of these games are really good. But once again, I do think it's based off of people simply not getting what they want beforehand when it comes to other things, and kind of how they see like the vibes of the system, which is, once again, that's fair. That's fair if you feel that way. But I just don't think that, I think that, like, you know, when you get angry and you take it out on somebody else, I think that they're angry about other things and they're taking it out on this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. I think that's what's happening from the videos and from the people that I've heard talk about it. And like I said, there's still this shadowy Nintendo Direct Partner Showcases that were good, that showed off all these new games. Everybody says, oh, there was ones that were better. And I'm like, what partner showcases were better? And it's, like I said, most people cannot provide me all the games and all the new titles and all this stuff that happened. And we have a long history of partner showcases from about 2018, 2017. I know they've been doing them for quite some time. They've been doing them for at least about a good 7-8 years now. Since the beginning of this, at least since the beginning of the Switch. They were called Nintendo Direct Minis though. Like I said, nobody can really point to me all these incredible games that were announced and revealed at Partner Direct showcases in the past that made this one look so bad. Direct was decent, but it shows how powerful the dice is. I'm proud of the Switch 2, LOL. So you cannot tell me people are not farming. Like Genki saying that it was games already released, but hoping for Metaphor and Kingdom Hearts first party. Come on. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that, once again, it's a little... shout outs to Genki. I think he's awesome, but I think that there's definitely a bit of, I would say, a bit worried. Not worried, but he's obviously more like PlayStation. So whatever he can do to make, I guess, PlayStation look a little bit better, he's going to do that. Because I still don't think he's posted that the Nintendo Switch 2 outsold the PlayStation 5 for the full year. But he's posted that the holiday results. But I don't think he's posted. And those numbers are available, by the way. You can see that the PlayStation 5 sold 17.2 million units for the year, for calendar 2025. And then the Switch 2 sold 17.3 million. So you can see that, and once again, in 6 months, or 7 months about. So, and a lot of the PlayStation content creators are not posting about that, not talking about it, just not giving you that information, because they don't want to make Sony look bad, or that they sold not as good. I don't know. But like I said, whatever, right? Like, when I bring it up, I'm a shill, I'm this, I'm that, I'm all these things, and I'm like, no, I'm just giving you guys like the full information. Sure, I don't care that dude, if I care that the PS5 sold better during the holiday with a big $100 discount, I'd go get rid of all my PlayStation 5 stuff. Like, I don't buy things that I think is like dookie or bad, or like I don't want to succeed. I don't do that. I want PS to succeed. I want Xbox to succeed. I want Nintendo to succeed. I want all of them. But I also don't like people leaving information out. You know, like, I think that's lame.
Yeah, also Turok Origins is new, and Indiana Jones and the Oblivion remake aren't old either.
Yeah.
Also, Tales of Arise keeps the 30 FPS Bandai trend. I guess Digimon is the exception.
Yeah.
Lol.
Digimon's the exception. Tales of Arise, it seems to me like Unreal Engine is a little bit of a problem optimizing for, I don't know if Digimon uses Unreal Engine, but it does seem like certain games with a certain level of graphical polish or a certain level of graphics for Bandai Namco are giving them trouble with Unreal Engine right now. So it does seem that way. Big love to Dan Dips as well. He says, I relied more on PS5 during the Switch 1 gen due to power performance. Since the Switch 2, I stay locked and loaded. Yeah, and I think that's what's making them a little bit insecure, is the fact that the gap has closed a bit. Now, and it might widen once the PS6 comes out, but Sony has to still support the PS5. Developers are still going to support the PS5 because we have no idea how expensive the PS6 is going to be, what it's like. There's so many unknowns. So you have to keep just supporting the PS5. And like the price is probably going to be the biggest issue with that. He said that Rebirth will not go on Switch, but then claimed he was talking about FF16. Yeah, I think he forgot that people can look at his profile. I left it right there, but DJ King said... I love DJ King, man. That guy's been rocking with me for like 15 years. DJ King goes, no you didn't. And DJ King digs through his tweets. DJ King got time too, so... DJ King digs through his tweets and is like, bro, no you didn't, stop. And he looks up the tweet, so that was actually funny. That was hilarious. If we were to grade a partner showcase from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6. It was pretty solid. Sick and tired of people complaining they say they play these games. So if you give that one a 6, 91 Gamer Boy, what partner showcase would be above a 6? Because 6 is bad. That's a D rating. So what partner showcase have you watched from Nintendo that was better than that, or not, or are partner showcases just never going to be good, right? That's why I say you kind of have to, in my opinion, you kind of have to grade on a curve. We know what partner showcases are. They are smaller games. They are different types of games that are getting the spotlight, right? Just like the indie showcases. Indie showcases aren't going to be as good as Nintendo Directs. So I don't grade them on the same curve as a Nintendo Direct. So if that one was a 6 and that one was, because that's not good, right? Let's see here. What would be a good partner showcase in your opinion? Like, what partner showcases have you watched that are above a 6, that are like a 7 or an 8 or a 9 or even a 10? Let me know. That's what I want to know. Let's see here. 725 showcase. What year? 725 showcase. That one was above that one. I've seen the 725 showcase, and the 725 showcase had significantly less games. I had some good stuff here and there, but it ended out on, 2 HD 2D games, which is fine. But there was definitely a lack of bigger AAA games at that showcase. Nowhere near as many, and there wasn't as many even like AA brand new games at that showcase. I mean, who can remember what were all the big games from that showcase? So it didn't have anything like as good as like Indiana Jones, for example, from that showcase. It did have Hyrule Warriors, but we had already known about Hyrule Warriors. They had already shown it a couple of times even before then. They had shown it twice, if I'm not correct, or at least at least one time. They had shown it at least once. So Hyrule Warriors, it was great. Don't get me wrong. I loved that game. It was very good. But there was not a ton. Let's see here. DJ King always has me laugh. Oh yeah, DJ King's awesome, dude. Big third parties end up in general direct too. Yeah, most of the time big third parties do. Resident Evil Requiem, for example, was announced at a big Nintendo Direct. So there's also that. I've yet to see anyone who can actually give an example of a better partner showcase than the ones seem to call every partner showcase the worst. They come out. Yeah, that's why I titled it that way. Worst. Every single new partner showcase is the worst partner showcase or not good. I don't recall, like I said, the only time that I can recall where people said this is actually pretty good was in the Switch 1 era with Persona and Nier Automata. But those were old ports. Those were the same thing that people were upset about with this showcase. It was the same thing, old ports. So let's see here. People were complaining about the 725 showcase. Absolutely, people were complaining about that. Switchforce was complaining. Many people were complaining about that. So I think that it's the internet meme. Everything is always bad with partner showcases. Everything's always bad with state of plays. Everything's always bad with Xbox events. Like, I think it's just the meme where everybody thinks online everything's always bad, but the actual general sentiment with most people is, no, that's okay, or that's pretty good. I think it was that. That's what I think. Gene Chat with the $5 dono and says, thank you for being the only content creator with journalistic integrity. I feel like even Kit and Krista don't even know how to report Nintendo anymore. I think that they're more reaction based and they go based off, like I said, I don't think Kit and Krista are bad. I think that they're very good. I want to have them on the show at some point, but I do think that, yeah, maybe, I mean, they don't have a background in journalism. They have a background in like reaction, and they have a background in like content production, right? Like shows and things like that. They're podcasts. So they don't have a background in researching. I have a background in researching. That's what I do. I have a background in finance. I have a background in researching. I have a background in sales and marketing, which they do too. They have a background. They have good backgrounds. They're educated. They're very smart. Kit and Krista are very smart. But I do have a background in like doing like, you know, websites, research, journalism. Like I have a really varied, vast background, and I've been doing it way longer. I've been doing it, you know, since 2010. I've been doing it. So that's the reason why I'm a little bit different in that sense, you know. Justin with the 3.
Just looked it up. Both Digimon and Tales of Arise are on Unreal Engine 4, so who knows? Lol, it's probably the graphics.
Yeah, it's probably the graphics. It's probably the graphics. That's probably what it might be. It could be that for sure. Okay, this SMT music is depressing a little bit, man. It's a little depressing. What's going on here? Let me play this. I didn't mean give it a D. On the direct, I was trying to say that it was pretty good. I would say about a B or a C. My bad on grading there. It was one of the better showcases so far. Well, yeah, I was just reacting to what you said. Like if someone says, oh, 6 out of 10, I mean obviously everybody has different like curves for what a show can be. So yeah, if it's like a 6, that can be average by some people's metrics. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you shift your metric. But yeah, like I said, I went back and looked at all the partner showcases, and yeah, it's like I said, for me, I rate it like a 6. I was old school. I grew up where a 6 out of 10, that is a 60%. Look, I came from a Nigerian household. If you come back with a 6 out of 10 on like a test, you're gonna get spanked. You're gonna get smacked. You know, that's not good. A D is not good. A 6 out of 10 is not good in my household. Like, well, how I grew up, if I came back with a 6 out of 10, my mom is not happy at all. So I don't find, but then again, once again, grading video games it's very different than like grading a paper. But yeah, 6 out of 10, that's 60%. That would be a D based off of old grading skills. Now, once again, grading skills are different in different places. But when I was growing up, you know, 60 to 69%, that is a D. 70 to 79%, that is a C. C, C minus, C, C plus. 80 to 89%, that is B, B minus, B, B plus. 90 to 100%, that is A minus, A, A plus. So I look at it like I was grading it on that. That's just, it's ingrained in my memory. And I got to realize that not everybody grew up in that scale that I grew up, you know, in the, you know, 80s and 90s. So 6 out of 10 is an F. Okay, so some people even have it a bit harder. 6 out of 10 was an F for me, 6 out of 10 would be a D. That would be a 60%. 60% is a D. But once again, not everybody has the same grading scale. But yeah, if it was anywhere between a 0 and a 59, that is an F. 60% to 69, D. You know, Kinesis with the $10 dono and says, what I take away from the partner direct, the Switch 2 is becoming a major third-party publishers. The library is quickly building up. The trajectory of the Switch 2 looks very promising. It is. It looks significantly better, third-party wise, than the Switch 1. It's like not even close. But once again, you guys have been here with me, and I'm gonna do the JoJos, guys. I'm sorry, I haven't done the JoJos yet, but I've been talking about we need more of these third-party games, more of these Japanese RPGs. Like, I want all of these AA games. I've been talking about this for a long time. So once again, I'm self-serving here. I've got to be more, I would say, open to other people's opinions on other things, that I'm trying to do that, you know, when it comes to what they feel that the system should have. But the only reason why I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, is because this is the stuff that I've been preaching from the Switch 1. Party Man, you've been here. Dior, you've been here for a while. You guys know I've been saying the same thing. Like, where are the AA games? We need better quality AA. We need these Japanese RPGs. We need some of these big Resident Evils and Capcom games and stuff like that. We need all this stuff. So the stuff that we're getting from third parties, at least at the very beginning, it's significantly better than the Switch 1. I don't have to make videos on here's why third-party developers aren't putting out their games on the Switch 2. Like, I don't have to make those videos. I had to make those videos for 1 year. You can go back and look, explaining why third-party developers are not making games on Switch. I made 3 videos explaining that the flop of the Wii U caused developers to be so gun-shy with the Switch 1, along with the power of the system. That's to a separate degree. But, like, I don't have to make any of those videos now. All I have to do is say, well, look, it's probably going to come over. Let's wait and see. Because we're seeing the biggest AAA games. We're seeing FF7 Rebirth, a AAA big, major Game of the Year nominated game, a 92 rated game. We're seeing games like that come over. We're seeing FF7 Remake. We are seeing some of the biggest games on PlayStation 5 come over to Nintendo Switch 2. I no longer have to make those videos. I used to have to make those videos on Switch 1. I no longer have to make those videos now. I made 3 of them. And people said I'm damage control. I'm like, no, I'm telling you guys the truth. This is the truth with the Switch 1. It has a little bit of power, is going to be an issue with some developers. They did not think the system was going to be successful, so they did not get their games ready. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. I spoke with developers. They all told me very similar things. You know? I mean, for Partner Showcase, getting Grand Blue, Fantasy Relink, Kyoto Xanadu, Turok Origins, Oblivion Remastered, Tales of Arise, Digimon, new concept game, I'm not complaining. Yeah, I thought it was very good. I thought it was the best one that we've gotten. Let's see here. That's college for grade school. Below 70 was failing. Ooh. I don't recall for college for me, Beauty Queen, at least here in California, at the state school system. It might have been for the UC system. It was like, that would be failing, but 70 was still, was not failing.
It's like people forget all the people who would port beg all the time in the Switch 1 era.
Yeah.
Can I get some Kirby music, the classic request?
Yeah, absolutely. Kirby music coming up. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's interesting for sure. But like I said, I get the issues, or I get what people are saying. Like I said, the NC Smasher, he made a video, and I 100% understand like his frustration, like with last year's games. But that's why I think that, you know, he said it was more about timing, and I didn't get what I want, so this one seems bad. That's really what it is. It's not because the games are bad, because even in his video saying that this is the worst direct, he listed all these games that were great. He's like, oh, well, there was this game, and 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 that game was cool, and that game was cool. He started listing all these games that were good, and it was hilarious. I'm like, he's listing all these games, but it's the classic, I already have them on PS5, or they came out on PS5, when we can look at the sales numbers. We know that everybody does not have these games on PS5. That is a meme online. Once again, Digimon Story, 1 million unit sales on 200 plus million systems between PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Though a fraction, a tall, minuscule fraction of the people who can buy Digimon bought Digimon, compared to all the amount of people that have a PS5, an Xbox Series, and PC. A small, tiny fraction of those people bought Digimon. Come on now, let's be real here. Now I get it. Now if the system's selling like crazy, or if the game sold like 50 million copies, or 40 million copies, or like 20 or 30 million copies, then I totally get that. But a lot of these games barely cracked 1 million, 2 million units across all the different systems, you know, so that doesn't make any sense to me. You're right. If you come from the context of Nintendo not having a real heavy third-party support for 2 decades, this direct was great. Yeah, I mean, we gotta come with that context, though. I don't see how you don't, you know. Krista Shriner Dog with the 15 months. Thank you so much, Krista Shriner Dog. Appreciate the 15 months. Gene Chat with the 69 months says, I got a meme number, LOL. You can play Mother 3 Refreshing Toilets. Okay, I'll play Mother 3. I'm gonna play some Kirby music first, though. Kirby music, and then we'll play that one next. Gene Chat, thank you for the support. Oh man. All right, we're gonna play some Kirby Triple Deluxe. Let's see here. Yoshi with the $5 dono says, you were right on the money about the 60 FPS update being announced for Digimon Story Time Changer on PS5 eventually. Happened less than 24 hours later. Yeah, I figured that they took some extra time to optimize with the Switch release. So, that's what I figured, and that's what happened. Yep.
I'm going to keep it real. People are full of crap. People constantly complain through the Wii U as it lost support, Switch, and now Switch 2 about wanting ports of old and new games lol. Yeah. Now people act like this due to not getting what they want lol.
Yeah. Yeah, like, that's why I say I think it's just an online thing. I don't think it was an actual like, oh man, everybody, like, most consumers hate it. I don't think so. Based off of everybody that I spoke with, like I said, that didn't like it, and I said watching videos and being open about it, you know? Big up the Crystal Shiner Dog with the $5 says, I thoroughly enjoyed the direct. I mean, there were a couple games I'm interested in, FF7 Rebirth and Requiem specifically. The rest I might try. Yeah, it's good to have the option, right? Also, Quiet Lion Gaming with the 5 gifted. Can you dig it, sucker? 5 gifted members. Yo, Booker T. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Quiet Lion. Appreciate with the 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Quiet Lion in the house. Being anything but quiet, though, my boy. Being anything but quiet. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Shout out to everybody, man. You guys showing some love in the stream. I appreciate that. Let's get a JoJo going, though. I have not been playing the combo breaks or the JoJos, so we've had a number of JoJos. So let's go and get one for JoJo Friday. Yes, sir. Let's go. Big love, big love. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Bad direct. I mean, it wasn't hype. I mean, it wasn't hype. It was okay. What partner showcase, Aaron, was hype to you? Was there any partner showcase, the games that were released? What were the hype partner showcases for you? What were the hype ones for you? What would you need to see to make it hype? And what were the hype partner showcases in the past? Let's see here. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Falcom fans are celebrating. Yes, I saw Grand Blue Fantasy. Grand Blue Fantasy is like its own segment of reality. Like, it's in the hardcore weeb, you know, like, I might play hentai games with my pants off in my room category of gamer. Like, I'm just joking. No shots, DJ King. But I've been exposed now to the Grand Blue side of the realm, and those guys are kind of crazy. Because Grand Blue is a massive mobile franchise, and a lot of the more hardcore people within that mobile franchise are really angry that they felt that they just, like, you know, abandoned the game. So I started seeing tweets of people that I've never seen before, of anime avatars that I've never seen. Like, when you start seeing animes that you've never ever seen before, that's when you know that it's like, okay, you're deep. Usually you see like normal anime avatars all over the place, like the typical ones. But when you start seeing the animes that you've never heard of, that like when you go on Crunchyroll and they're like crazy, the ones that are all the way in the back, like that's when you start seeing those people's avatars. Like, yeah, that's when you know it's like a whole separate, you know, category of people. So I started seeing tweets like that because I started looking at Grand Blue Fantasy Relink stuff, and there's a whole another fan base of people that were excited about that game, you know, and like I said, because it is an enhanced port, you know. So all these games I'm playing on PlayStation. I want new Nintendo games for Switch 2. All these games I'm playing on PlayStation. Well, then, you know, maybe, like I said, maybe Switch 2's not for you, because once again, people have been crying about getting all these games bulk or buck, people have been crying about why isn't this game on the Switch too? So if PlayStation's your main place to play them, that's fine. Then that's a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fair overall. But people do cry and complain when they don't get these games, and these games were not on the platform. So like, I don't know, like, what new games are you talk about? First party games? If you're talking about first party games, then there you go. It's not that the Direct was bad, it's because you want first party games, right? So what new third party games that could they announce that would make you happy? Like, what do you think would be better? But let's see here. I believe that people are forgetting that it's good to see games from other platforms. So you can Pragmata, Rebirth, and Indiana Jones on the go. I played the demo for Pragmata, loved it. Yeah, like, it's great to have those games, you know, on the go. Let me see. Let me get this refreshing toilets. Kirby refreshing toilets. Okay. Oh, Mother 3. Sorry, Mother 3 refreshing toilets. There you go. Yeah, the full trailer for Grand Blue is crazy sick. 18 hours of Dragon Quest 7. Man, this game is such a vibe. I'm trying to beat it before RE9, but I know it's a long game. I need to still go pick that game up. I have not picked it up, but I will pick it up this weekend, probably at like a Best Buy or something. I've seen people bringing up the point that basically the top 25 Switch games are made by Nintendo, so people don't really care about third party. People definitely care about third party. Third party games are super important. Now, they're not as important as the big first party games, but overall, when it comes to Switch 1, third party games did good. They did way better, and you're gonna need those third party games. One, from a business perspective, they're absolutely needed. Nintendo sold on the Switch 1, they sold 1.5 billion pieces of software. They did not sell 1.5 billion pieces of Nintendo first party software. So there's more third party software being sold than first party software, factually. So who's buying this software? Obviously, people who buy the Nintendo Switch 1 are buying third party software. So it's very important. And two, from a business perspective, Nintendo gets a 30, not that this matters for gamers, but Nintendo gets a 30% cut from every single third party game sold. So from a healthy business and not having layoffs and all that, third party games are incredibly important, because you cannot fill a full lineup of games for the year with just first party, at least in today's day. You can't do that now, especially with the $450 system. You're going to have more third party games. Now, online, yes, that is the thing. People speak the loudest online, first party. I say that too, but I also say, and I've been saying this for a long time, that we need those AA games. And this is verifiable 100%. Go back and watch my videos. I like to make sure that I say that so people don't think I'm a hypocrite. Go back and watch my videos of me complaining about third-party Japanese games from the Wii U days. So I've never been, we only need first-party games. I've never said that. I've always said that we need third-party games.
I still think it's wild that people just assume people...
I say it's online and it's not reality, because not everybody has a PlayStation 5 or wants to play on PlayStation 5. There are people who do not care about that and would rather play Digimon on the Nintendo Switch 2 or on a portable system. If everybody wanted to play Digimon on PS5, Digimon would have sold 30 million copies on PS5. Why did Digimon not even hit 1 million sales on PS5? Because between the PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, it had 1 million sales total. So less than 1 million people on PS5 bought Digimon Storytime Stranger. So the large majority of people, of gamers, did not play Digimon Storytime Stranger on PS5. So when people say, I already have it on, it's like literally less than 1% of gamers. It's like less than 1% of even PlayStation owners, people who bought a PlayStation 5, even have Digimon. Most people do not have the game. So it makes no sense to say, I already have it on PlayStation, everything's up. No, dude, the game barely sold. Like, let's be real here. Let's be honest. So it makes no sense to me. Yeah, it makes no sense to me in that way. I guess people were really waiting for Expedition 33, Metaphor, which we got neither. Probably still happen. Those are both old ports. So that's why I said, it's not about them being old or they're already on PlayStation. It's about maybe you didn't get what you wanted, because Metaphor is going on 2 years old now, and Expedition 33 is going on 1 year old now. So Digimon's more new than Metaphor. So that like I said, it's not based off of I want new. It's based off of what you want, which is fine. But just be honest about it. Just be honest about that. It has nothing to do with, oh, it's all old. No, you want old stuff. We've always wanted old stuff on Nintendo platforms. Now, don't get me wrong. The more day-and-date games that we can get, Pragmata, Resident Evil, that's great. But the Switch 2 wasn't out in 2024. There's no way it could have got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. It wasn't out in 2021. There's no way it could have got Tales of Arise. The Switch 2 wasn't there's a lot of the Switch 2 was not out when some of these games came out, so you've got to still port them over. You still got to put them on there at some point, right? Dane with another $3 donos. Thank you, shoutouts, Dane. Appreciate that.
8.5 out of 10 for me. The quality of the games were absolute peak. It was a bit light on new games that we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Also small missed opportunity to hear more about E33, Elden Ring, Metaphor, or Duskbloods, but they'll come soon enough.
And I see that, but is it a small missed opportunity, or is it being held for a bigger Nintendo Direct? And I think that's the issue. And I'm not saying for you, Dane, but I think everybody wants everything to be announced at one time. Don't get me wrong, it would have been great if those are announced. But if Nintendo compared those games with the new Mario or with the new whatever Zelda announcement, and then you get Elden Ring, you get Expedition, you get Metaphor, you get Duskbloods, you get plus 3D Mario, that's going to be a very impactful Nintendo Direct, the actual bigger show. So is it a missed opportunity, or are they having some things to still have for Nintendo Directs, or are those games even ready to be shown? Is there a locked release date for those games? If Expedition 33 is coming and they're still working on it, they don't know the release date, there's no point in showing off the game. If it's not till later this year, or if it's not till early next year, what's the point of showing Expedition 33 right now? It should be closer to its release. So I don't know if it's a missed opportunity if the game wasn't ready. Now, if the game is ready to go and they have a release date and it's already ported over and everything's good and you could have said it, sure. But I don't know if that's the case. And once again, you still need some of those games. This is a partner showcase. This is not a big Nintendo Direct. Nintendo Directs are not all first-party games. I know some people like to think that, but the majority of games in big Nintendo Directs are third-party games. So you still need big third-party games and announcements for Nintendo Directs. Like, you can't blow your everything on the first showcase of the year when you're going to have at least another partner showcase later. You're going to have another Nintendo Direct. You're going to have at least 2 more Nintendo Directs for this year. At least 2 more. Maybe 3. So you can't show everything at the first one. You know, like, but I get it. I get the sentiment though. I get the sentiment. Let's see. I think Duskbloods will get its own Direct or mini Direct. I think it's going to be in the next big Nintendo Direct. Let's see here. So I think it's going to be in that one. Let's see here. All in all, people are hungry for games on Switch 2. That's a problem. That's a good problem to have for Nintendo partners. It is a good problem to have, but I also think sometimes it becomes unrealistic what some people are saying. They want Nintendo to announce everything at every single showcase, every single time, and somehow have announcements throughout the whole year and loaded with like 1 million games. So it's like, you still got to have stuff for the other showcases. Like, you can't blow everything at one showcase at the beginning of the year. We still have to have games for the next ones and all that. So I think that's the unrealistic expectations for some people. And as somebody who's been covering Nintendo for a long time, I've been covering Nintendo for so long, this is the sentiment every time that we get a partner showcase or even a Nintendo Direct. Why did they show X, Y, Z? Like, it's like everybody wants everything every single time, which I get it. You know, like, we're all fans, we all want that, but it's unrealistic. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, none of them do that. So, but it's, once again, we're consumers, so we can say we want it. You know, we can say that. We can say it. Look at Borderlands 4. Revealed too early, only to be shafted. Yep. Let's see here. Okay, but that last announcement with Todd Howard was up. People really hate Todd Howard, but I do think that getting Indiana Jones, getting Oblivion, getting Fallout, getting all those is a good thing. Those are not a bad thing, especially Oblivion Remastered. I didn't think that game was coming over. That's a really good game. People like that game. So getting that game, and of course Fallout looks crusty as hell, but Oblivion looked decent, and Indiana Jones looks really good. Apparently runs at 60 FPS, and has a full game cartridge. That was a high quality Game of the Year type of game, right? Nomination type of game, even though it didn't get nominated, it came out a little bit too late. But you know, Indiana Jones was really good. So getting that on the system, that's a W, because that's a really good game. I don't know what the sales were like on other platforms, but I'm guessing that I think that there's probably some Nintendo fans that would like Indiana Jones Portable or having a full game cartridge for that game. I believe the reason before the partner showcase is because Nintendo has so many games to show, they have to divide it to directs not too long. Well, yeah, I mean, they have a lot of stuff, but they also have to make sure that they have stuff for other showcases as well. So there's also that. My only complaint is that I want to play Digimon and Blue now. Yeah, I don't like the fact that they're coming out so early, like right next to each other. I wish those would have been spaced out a little bit better. Showing the floodgates and the receipt for disaster. Most don't buy more than a few a year. Yeah. Bro, I'm literally getting 14 games from this partner direct, and there's like a lot of games coming out. Yeah, there's a lot. I honestly, I don't think I can even afford all the games, you know, and I do content creation. So I don't think I can even afford every single game like that. So for me, at least, it's definitely going to be like, hey, let me get some review codes for some of these, or let me just wait and I'll buy them on sale or discount. So I can't even afford everything. But, you know, I still want a lot of stuff. People watch Nintendo Directs for new announcements. The game's partner showcase was fine. We wanted new reveals. This was a partner showcase. So if your expectation is for people watch Nintendo Directs for new announcements, what partner showcase that people have watched for a bunch of new announcements, Sonic? Let me know. Like I said, I get what you're saying, dude. I'm with you. But give me the past partner showcases with all of these new announcements that everybody was looking forward to, that people were excited about. So I see what you're saying, but what is the past that we've gotten that you get all of that? Usually, from my experience as somebody who's been in the Nintendo community for a long time, people watch partner Nintendo Directs to get different third-party games. Like, people have been throughout the whole Switch 1 era, people were watching to see, when's Persona coming? When's these old games that are on other platforms coming? That is the impression that I have gotten from the community. And I've been around, I don't know how long you've been around online looking at communities, but that is not what people were saying in 2022 when Persona came over and when Nier Automata came over. They were excited and they were happy, and those are old games. So let me know if there was a partner showcase that you saw that everyone's saying, we want new, we don't want old ports. That's not something that I saw. I had to make videos of people that were port begging all the time for old games. So what you're saying, I get it, but that goes like, there is factual evidence that that's not what people were saying online. Like, a lot of evidence of people port begging for old games, even at Nintendo Directs. So show me where, or tell me what shows or when people were saying that. Because like I said, I've been covering Nintendo. I've covered every single Nintendo Direct almost since the inception of Nintendo Directs. And that is not what I hear from people online. That is not what I see. I do not see people saying, I want all new. Don't give me old ports. That's not what I see. I saw people port begging for Persona for damn near a decade. From like the Wii U. So I don't know about that. Let's see here. I want 3D Mario Kart World, Xenoblade 4, Splatoon Raiders all in one show, Fortune Weave. Yeah, but we need that for Nintendo Direct. So we need that for Nintendo Direct. I pre-ordered 4 games from Partner Showcase. Maybe I'm the problem. You're not a problem. That's the good thing. You know? These days, people still ask for Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. Exactly. People still ask for old games. Old Nintendo first-party games to be ported over. People been asking for. People were port begging for Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3. So, yeah, I don't get that. This is most Nintendo Directs regurgitated announcements. What is this person talking? That's what I'm saying. Most, if not all, partner showcases are just old games, are just old stuff that people say, oh, now that's coming over. Pretty much all of them. There's been some, you know. I like the Direct they announced Epic Mickey remake. So this is why, Sonic, this is why what you're saying is funny. Epic Mickey is an old game. You were excited about an old game, a port or a remake of an old game. Thank you for proving my point. Dude, Sonic, you're awesome, bro. You are excited for an old game. Epic Mickey is from 2010, or from the Wii era. It is a multi-gen old game, and that's what got you excited. An old game, remastered or whatever, right? It is an old game. So that is what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. You're like more like, I didn't get what I wanted from a port. That is an old game. Epic Mickey is not a new game. So there you go. You proved my point right there. You proved my point right there, man. You proved it. Tokyo Scramble was the game that caught me off guard. It definitely gave me a Jurassic Park vibes. LOL, the online features. But you know what? It doesn't surprise me, Sonic 101. You're a Sonic fan. Sonic fans, no offense, but Sonic fans lack critical thinking and self-awareness a little bit on the online space. You guys are awesome and fun-loving. Sonic fans can be great in IRL. I'll hang out with my Sonic fans, but let's just be honest here. Critical thinking, logic, not Sonic fans' best trait. Let's just keep it real. You have no self-awareness of what you just said, you know? Like, Epic Mickey, that's an old game. That's no self-awareness. You just said people want new announcements. I like the one with Epic Mickey, an old game. That's no different from Oblivion Remastered, dude. Oblivion is the same thing. They're both old games from the 7th, 6th gen. I think Oblivion is the 7th gen. They're both 7th gen games, okay, that are just remastered or remade for a modern audience. It's no different from that game. And that's where Sonic fans, once again, the self-awareness part of a Sonic fan is just incredibly low. Hypocritical. Sonic fans do not understand what being a hypocritical nature or being a hypocrite. They have problems identifying these things because they will say things and then they will contradict themselves right after they say them. And that is my experience with Sonic fans. That has been my lifelong experience with modern age Sonic fans, is that they will instantly contradict themselves when you ask them a question. You know? No offense though, Sonic. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, that is the typical nature. So I knew that was what was going to happen. That's why I asked you that question, and I knew you were going to contradict yourself almost instantly, and that's what you did. So oh my gosh. So we've been hearing a few leaks of Wii and hopefully DS games. Yeah, Nintendo Prime made a video on that. I want to watch that video that he made. You're right. I would have loved the direct if they announced Kingdom Hearts ports and Xbox. Sonic 101. I know that I'm right. Trust me. I know. I've been doing this a long time, my boy. Like I said, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not stupid either. I know psychology, okay? I'm good. Like, I took psychology, I took logic in college, and I actually did some advanced psychology and advanced logic classes because as a kinesiologist or as a communication major, you gotta really understand people and how they do things. So I took advanced, psychology, advanced logic, where they really get into the nitty-gritty of certain sections of people and, other things that people might have and why they say and why they do things. And I knew that what you were gonna do as soon as I asked you that question. I knew because one, I know every single partner direct that they've ever done. I know most of the games that have been announced at partner directs. So I know when I ask people, okay, well, what would you like to see? When people say, I want new, what would you like to see? They're gonna say an old game. 9 out of 10 times, they're gonna say something old, and you walked right into that, right? So like you're because once again, I know partner showcases. They're all usually just old games. They're not new. So the new games usually come at the big Nintendo Directs, but even at the big Nintendo Directs, there are a lot of old ports and stuff even at those too. So yeah. So I completely stayed off Twitter after the Direct because I knew it was gonna be like, yeah. You pulled a JOJO, LOL. I knew you were gonna, yeah. I knew you were gonna say this. I knew and then Sonic's like, oh, Nutty, no! Nutty! That was definitely a JoJo. Yeah, because once again, he said that he loved Kingdom Hearts and he loved Expedition 33, right? So once again, it's really more like I didn't get what I wanted on ports, which is fine. I'm a Sonic fan, and even Epic Mickey in an old game, I would love to see that game get ported over the Switch 2. Yeah, that would be great, Epic Mickey. It's backwards compatible. So you can still play it on, on the Switch 2. You can still play it on there. That's what I'm saying, Felipe. That's the honest truth. The honest truth is that they're all not very good because a lot of people don't like video games like that. Like, a lot of people don't even like video games like that. They just like what they like because they're adults and you've got work or you got kids, you've got school. You don't even have time to play everything. So for the most part, you're just going to gravitate towards what you like. And most of the time, they're going to show a bunch of stuff that you don't like. So most of the time, it's going to be like, it wasn't good. So that's really the real breakdown of it. That's the real breakdown. I played the demos for Monster Hunter Stories and Pragmata. The art style for both games is just gorgeous. Pragmata is going to be a pain because the puzzles while fighting AI bots, well, they're just, you just move over little things. It's not that bad. But yeah, it's cool though. It looks good. It looks good. Speaking of JoJo, I just finished Stone Ocean last night. I'm all set for SBR next month. Hey, there you go. I gotta actually get back into JoJo myself. Mario Tennis coming in hot. A lot of people play the demo saying it's really good despite never being interested in the series before. Yeah, I gotta go play. I'm gonna go pick up Dragon Quest tomorrow. I'll probably go check out the demo at Best Buy. I'll admit I'll be over the moon for more ports like Expedition 33 and Kingdom Hearts or whatever. I just like the convenience of Switch 2. Exactly. That's the honest reality is that we all want those games that we know that are good. That's really what it comes down to. If a game is brand new, we have no idea if it's going to be good or not. I mean, you can, if it's in a series that we know, then okay, yeah, that's going to be good because it's a series that we know. But most people heading into these shows simply just want something that they know is going to be good. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, because you're not going to buy a bunch of brand new games that you have no idea if it's going to be good or not. But you are going to buy some games, or you might pick up some games that you know other people know is good. Like, it's already came out and it's got good reviews or good ratings. Oh, now it's coming to this system. Oh, now I'll pick it up. So that's the safe bet. If it's just a bunch of new games you have no idea about, well, it's like, okay, well, I don't know. I got to wait and see. But if it's a game that we already know is good, which I've preached for a long time, like, hey, we need AA RPGs. We need Square Enix. We need Capcom. We need these people to be making games on the platform. I'm not being hypocritical here. Like I said, DJ King, please back me up on this. Party Man, back me up on this. Guys that have been here, I've been saying this. I lost freaking 40% of my base because I wouldn't shut the hell up about RPGs and about Wii U not getting any. I literally lost so many people unsub for me when I simply decided that, hey, look, guys, the Wii U, it failed. It did not get what we needed. Like, there was no Japanese RPGs. There was no third-party stuff. A lot of people just said, all right, I'm out, because they wanted to be all about first party. And I'm like, no, it's not all about, and I've been like this, like I said, for a long time. Don't get me wrong, first party is very important, but we need stuff like Monster Hunter Stories. We need that. We need Tales of Arise. We need all this stuff. We need this smaller stuff, or these AA stuff, or these low-end AAA stuff like the Kyoto Xanadu, or even like the Tokyo Scramble. That game's probably not going to be that great, but give me more of these AA games that you can find unique gameplay mechanics or different things that the AAA developers don't do to fill in the gaps. Like, I've been saying this for a long time. Switch 1 got more of it, but a lot of it was crusty as hell. It played at 30 FPS, which was stupid, you know?
If we're really being 100% honest, people on X don't like video games, especially if Nintendo is involved.
Yeah.
Lol, also can I get some Bowser Fury music?
I'd totally buy a Switch 2 version of Yoshi's Woolly World. Yeah, they need to get that one going. Bowser's Fury. Shoutouts to Justin. Thank you for another $3 dono. Bowser's Fury. Music. I mean, I would love for GTA 6 to come over. I don't think it's going to come over day and date, or I don't think it might not come over at all, but I would love for it to come over. I think that'd be great. You've been preaching the need for third party for many years. I really have been. I've been preaching the need for that. So yeah. Kyoto Xanadu looks sloppish. It actually doesn't. It actually looks kind of cool. I mean, if you're into Falcom games, like it looked, the resolution and the performance looked great, and it looked like it had a cool gameplay hook between 2D and 3D. That didn't look slop to me. It's Falcom though. Falcom usually makes pretty good games. Let's see. I didn't mind the direct. The games will come. No good developer will ignore Switch 2. Kyoto Xanadu. Just a cool. Just know Falcom is 100% in with Switch 2. Yup, 100% in. It looks like they were developing that for the Switch 2. Then of course it's going to be on PS5 and it's even. I think it's a Switch 1 game too. Oh man, got some water dripping. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mind the direct. The games will. Okay, I already read that. Shout out to Soup Player. Kyoto looked almost like Atlas game. Honestly, it did a little bit. It looked quality. It looked better quality than like Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana or something like that. It looked sharp. It looked like I said, they're trying to do some new things like with the gameplay, the 2D segments and like, you know, dungeon crawling, and then 3D segments of like that's cool. I like stuff like that. So I don't know why that would be seen as slop. That doesn't make any sense to me. The textures and the models were quality. They weren't bad. No, the movement didn't look crusty. No, I disagree. But like I said, we can agree to disagree on that. Nintendo doesn't need third party at all. Nukem Nintendo says, he says, why did Nintendo get extra RAM for Switch? He still hasn't replied. Nintendo Nukem Nintendo is kind of crazy at times. So yeah, don't Don't really take that to heart, brother. What's up, Kevin Unlocked? Welcome. I think I meant Kyoto Xanadu. Or no, yeah, Kyoto Xanadu. Because it's Tokyo Scramble and Kyoto Xanadu. Ys 8 was amazing, but graphically looked so crusty, especially with the Switch one. Can't we replay that all the way? We did, because that was the best that we can get. It was like, you know what? 30 FPS, bad resolution, but we'll take it. It's better than nothing. That's essentially was the mindset back then, was 30 FPS and crusty, but listen, man, if we don't support this, Falcom, they mean it too. Like, if people didn't support Ys 8 and buy the games, they weren't going to support the Switch one. So, because they still had like reservations about the Switch one even then. Party Man with the 5.
I went and played Mario Tennis Fever again at Best Buy, this time on handheld mode. Felt good to play and looked really clean. I'm hearing people are excited for Fever, so hopefully reviews are good next week. Fever rackets are sick too. Tennis 64 music?
Reviews good mean it's gonna be like a high 70s. That's what we mean by good reviews, right? Because the best tennis game, I think, has got like an 80. So I don't see it getting anything above that, unless it, you know, it makes you a sandwich in between serves. Mario Tennis music. So, amazing. Desperate that comes for the Switch, because you're right, Falcom was being iffy. Yep, Falcom. We were desperate, man. We were desperate. We were definitely desperate back then. So we did what we had to do to get the support. Fans showed up, people bought it, then Falcom decided to go all in. I'd rather get the Switch one. I refuse to support game key cards. Then don't buy it. Like, nobody's saying that you have to buy it. I mean, some of the games aren't game key cards, so the ones that aren't, Indiana Jones isn't. I think Bomberman isn't, so there's definitely a number of games that aren't. Don't support it. Let's see here. Isn't Xanadu an old arcade game? Xanadu? Kyoto Xanadu? No, that's a new game. I posted a video of Mario Tennis Fever demo. It's awesome. Check it out if you like. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Well, I don't want to watch the demo because I'm gonna go play the demo myself, so I won't watch that. But maybe I'll check it out after I'm done for sure. I'm a new Falcom fan, so glad they're supporting Switch 2. Yeah, it's good. I pre-ordered Digimon and Switch 2. I logged 500 plus hours on my console with that game. Oh, there you go. You're double dipping. You're double dipping. Shout out to Party Man. Appreciate that. Combo breaks. The Xanadu series is older than SMT. Yeah, I understand that it's not. I'm not saying it's a brand new IP. What I'm saying is that it's a new game. It's new. It's not an old. It's not like an old. It's not like a port of an old game or something. So, let's see here. Vision with the 93 months. Joan in Tears says, "Here's another year of people doubting if potato games are coming out for Switch 2. The cycle's exhausting." Yeah, man. It's really exhausting, but it's a thing. It's a thing for sure.
Here's the review's best Mario Tennis, but it's overpriced and on Switch 2 so 78. Lol.
Yeah. The price is gonna be what is the downfall of Mario Tennis for like reviews, of getting good reviews. It's gonna be because of the price. It's gonna be like, it's not worth 70, so 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. Nick 93 with the $2. Says PS5 tracking slightly ahead of PS4 after a strong last quarter, and Soros and Wolverine coming out this year. It'll be over 100 million by the time that we get GTA 6 comes out. I wonder how many people are buying it just to play that. They ain't buying an Xbox. Apparently, Xbox has sold around, I don't know if I trust this, but they've sold around 40 something million. So I actually think GTA 5 can do decently on Xbox. I think it actually can do decently. But like I said, we will see. But yes, most people are probably going to buy GTA on PS5. 92 million. I predicted that it was going to be 92 to 93 million. I felt that they're going to sell right around 8 million, and that's what they did. Sales usually slow down quite a bit in, these first quarters and all that. So they could get to 100 million before GTA 5 comes out, or they could be like right around there. We'll see how much they sell this quarter, because like the prices went back up. One of the big reasons why PS5 did so well was November was the $100 discount. October and December definitely did less, but even with how good it did, like the $100 discount, right? It was down year on year, 1.5 million in sales. So the previous year, without the $100 discount, with just Astrobot during the last 3 months, PS5 did 9.5 million. So it actually did better. And that was with the disaster of Concord and Astrobot, right? This year, or last year, more like it, they did 1.5 less. They still did 8 million, but that was with the $100 discount. So we'll see how the first, like, I think they should get to 100 million before GTA comes out. I don't know how much Saros is going to boost the sales because, you know, Saros is, that's not that type of system seller type of game. Just because Returnal wasn't. But Wolverine's probably coming out and that's going to be really good. But there really isn't anything major in between that. So we'll see. But yes, GTA 6, that's going to be huge. Wolverine and GTA, those are going to be huge. Huge for PlayStation. I think it's going to sell really good in the holiday. And if they do like a discount, oh man, that's all she wrote. That's going to easily pass up, I think, lifetime sales of PS4 at some point. If they do another big holiday discount. But they're, you know, we'll see. We will see. Let's see here. 78 is the Switch 2 default. Yeah, 78 is pretty much the Switch 2 default score. Yeah, I got the RE Gen Pack. I didn't get it on PS5 though. I didn't get it on I just got it on Switch 2. I enjoyed the reaction when you heard the clock and the directing said Chrono Trigger, and Nintendo was like, made you look. I never start a freaking trailer with the clock from like the clock like a grandfather clock. Don't ever do that. See, no, the Xbox numbers are wrong. The calculation admitted the 17 Switch 2 sales. Okay, some people were saying that the Switch... Okay, Jackson. Some people were saying that the Switch 2 sales were included. Some people were saying the Switch 2 sales were not included. Okay, so if you don't include the Switch 2 sales, then obviously, yeah, the Xbox, 29 million, that's terrible. But I still think that there's going to be some people that buy GTA on Xbox. Like, I still think there's going to be millions of people who buy GTA on Xbox. Like, I don't think it's going to flop on Xbox relative to the install base. Marathon gonna save PS5 and make outsell the Switch 2 Marathon. Yeah, there you go. Marathon's coming up from Bungie. Do I think GTA 5 is coming? Maybe not. I don't think so. We'll see though. The $100 discount in the threat of solid state shortages. So not only was the $100 discount temporary, it's likely it's even more expensive than GTA 6. It's supposed to come out in late 2026 at the soonest. Yeah, like I said, we'll see. I still think that once again, GTA is going to be great. Wolverine's going to be great. Saros is going to be great. Those are all going to help. And the PS5 just has like that, you know, the casual, like, obviously the casual games help, like, you know, Madden and, you know, GTA 5, Call of Duty, like all the stuff that helps sell it normally is going to help sell it. It's going to do well. But like I said, it was 1.5 million down year on year from the previous year with a $100 discount. So that's the interesting thing that a lot of these PlayStation content creators are not telling you, which is okay. They don't have to tell you that, but I will tell you the full truth. I will tell you everything. I will go through everything with a fine-tooth comb because I want you guys to be the most well-informed. So I will tell you, yeah, it did this, but also this happened. Yes, it was very good, but this also happened. I will tell you, yes, it was good, but overall, if you want to just look at things like this is what happened with it, you know. So I'll give you the full range of information so you can know so you can know what to expect. A lot of these PlayStation content creators are leaving out that it sold less than the year on year it sold less. They're leaving out that they didn't even include in there the $100 discount. They're leaving that out. They're leaving out information that doesn't even need to be left out, in my opinion. Like, if there was a big discount that helped push the sales, then just say it. If it was down year on year, just say it. Like, you don't if you're gonna talk about sales and do comparisons to Nintendo or to Xbox, just give everybody the information that's available. Why omit information to make it look better? That makes no sense. It already looks good. There's no point in not putting that information out there. Like I said, I had a lot of PlayStation people get crazy on me because I said, why are you guys leaving out the comparison of the last year, like the totality of last year? What's the point of doing that? Just say that the Switch 2 sold 17.3 million. It outsold the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 sold 17.2. It still did really good for a system that's going on its 5th year. But once again, we got to talk about the 5th year. People say, oh, it's old. Dude, no, it's not. Dude, no, it's not. Nobody can... Dude, people couldn't even buy a PS5 for like 2 years. It was getting scalped to Russian scammers. To scammers. People were buying them for $1,000 plus because they was getting scalped to oblivion. most people couldn't even pick up a PS5 until 2022. So for people saying it's old, dude, what? Most people couldn't even get it for like the first couple of years. So there's also that. It almost feels like this generation is just starting, really. It's not like, oh my god, it's so old. Like, what the hell? There was a chip shortage. People couldn't get the system. It was being scalped to death. That's the reason why Sony didn't sell 30 million systems in 1 year. They didn't have enough systems. If they actually had a supply of systems, I think the PS5 could have broken every single record for sales, but they didn't even have them for a year and a half to 2 years. You couldn't walk in and buy them regularly. So this whole 5-year thing is stupid. It's kind of dumb. It's like the generation felt like it just started like maybe like 2022 or 2023. That's when it feels like it really started. So it's really more like 2 years. People are just being able to buy one like, you know, a couple of years ago and not be scalped to death on it. Let's see. I don't think there's been enough games that feel like PS5 games. I mean, listen, you got to do cross-platform because the thing about it is that it's too expensive. It's too expensive to sit there and not have stuff adaptable for different platforms. So it's almost like you can't sit there and say we're going to go all in on this when you have to be able to sell to like a wider range of, you know, people on PC and lower powered devices and stuff. So this whole doesn't feel like PS5 or PS5. I mean, that's just going to get softer and softer as the generations go, you know? Let's see, I couldn't grab a PS5 till 2023. The only reason I got it Series X at launch was because a friend managed to grab both and sold me the Xbox at retail value. There you go. Facts, I finally picked up a PS5 at the end of 2025 because I refused to give into scalpers. That's what I'm saying. Like, so when people say, oh, it's so old, and people have been buying it for so long. No, they haven't. And this is what a lot of these PlayStation content creators, some of these guys are doing. Oh, 5-year-old, bro. Most people could not even find one until 2022, 2023. That system's like 2 to 3 years old and not at this point. If we're being real, once again, if Sony actually had stock, the system would have sold 30 million units in 1 year and broken every single record. It would have broke every single record if they actually had systems and had units, but they didn't. People were being scalped. So essentially what you have is that you have one sale of a scalper, and then you have a sale that doesn't count on Sony's books, because once you resell something, that does not count. It's not like you get 2 sales. If somebody buys something at retail price, then resells it again, no, that doesn't count towards the extra sales. That doesn't count. It's the same system. So that is the issue that I have with some people saying 5 years old, bro. Come on, like it. People couldn't even. It wasn't even in stores. You couldn't even get. It was being scalped, like I said, to so many people. Let's be real here. I was lucky enough to be able to grab 2 of them at launch because I sit at home all day. A lot of you guys have to go to work. You can't sit there at a table and be ready to pre-order like a maniac. That's what I did. That because I work from home. A lot of you guys couldn't do that, so you couldn't get it. And even if you did, the pre-order systems were out of whack. People were using bots. People were using bots and stealing pre-orders from normal customers that should have been able to get one. People were jacking and stealing and scamming and frauding people of getting a PS5. So let's just be real here. That's why the install base has been expanding later, because people can actually go out and buy one now, you know? What's up? Shout out Speed Queen. I love the shield too. You guys got the shields now. I like the shield, Speed Queen. That's awesome. Let's see. PS5 shipped 31 million units throughout December 2022. Do that with what you will. Shipped 31 million units through December 2022. Well, what I'm saying is that, like, if they had enough from the beginning, it came out in 2020. So if they had enough, they could have sold, shipped, sold, whatever. Here's the thing, guys. Ship between sold. So shipped, Sony gets their money. So when Sony ships the unit to the retail store, they get their money. So it goes on their books. So it counts for a sale for them. Sold through, you can't always gauge that. Inventory is going to be in transit. Inventory is going to be on stores. Inventory is constantly being sold. So it's almost impossible to get the most accurate, updated, sold through numbers as you're still selling and calculating things. So that's why sold through is always going to be a bit behind. just because you can't accurately track it because you're constantly shipping and buying systems. So really, for investors, because that's what it's for, shipped is sold. You've sold it, your money's there. They don't have, the retail or the console manufacturer does not have to wait for when the system is sold in order to get their money. They get their money as soon as they ship it. So that's the thing. Shield Squad. So Shield Squad going. It's not perfect, but that's why I like Nintendo needing an NSO account for first run of classic stuff. Yeah, it helps out a little bit. It helps out a little bit for sure. We can talk about the Xenoblade stuff too. Apparently Xenoblade 4 got some new details about that game. Blind protagonist. Some people are kind of sold. I don't know if it's real, but either way, I had a video on it too, so make sure you guys check that out if you haven't seen that video. I think it was fun to talk about it. Great evening, OJ. Hopefully all is well. I'm doing good, Vadsent. Welcome. Still flabbergasted how indie being an actual game card and only physical option around over the PS5 and Xbox Series. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I think that's why it's good to show the backlash online, because if people didn't make so many complaints about game key cards versus that, I don't know if they even do like the whole Indiana Jones on a game card, like on an actual physical game. So I think it's good. Once again, if you don't like it, you got to vote with your wallet. You can be vocal. That's why I said, like, that's real actual complaints. That's real stuff that people can talk about. That's real. That's what we need to focus on. People making up their own things to be angry about, that's dumb. Making up like sales stuff, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's such a waste of time, you know, to be upset about, or to be sitting there and trying to troll or argue. You need to be going on the actual issues. The Xenoblade 4 leak is interesting if true. It really is. Even to say people still don't understand the difference between shipped and versus sold. They really don't. I mean, I realize, once again, not to hate, but like Arlo cannot read a simple chart of what sell through versus shipped is. He does not understand. A big content creator that's not young, he's obviously older, that's been playing games for a while, that has his own family, that has his own, that does obviously makes a lot of money on his channel, that does business, that clearly can use a banking and checking and all that. He cannot read it. He was confused and does not know what sell through versus shipped and why one of them was 17.3 and the other one was 15. He could not read a simple chart. So yes, I mean, if he can't read a simple chart on sell through versus shipped, I'm guessing there's a large portion of people that cannot read a simple chart and have no idea what it means. Because like I said, he is a big content creator that definitely deals with money, that definitely deals with a good amount of money, you know, because his channel does well, and he cannot read a simple chart. So yeah, I mean, obviously there's probably a lot of people who can't read that and don't know about that. So Xenoblade 4 leak is so fake, but you can tell that it was made by someone who's actually interested in Xenoblade. Yeah, definitely. What's the method behind the madness with CE being all digital for the price? You're paying an exorbitant amount and won't want a tangible media. Yeah, that's just a lot of developers thinking just cheaping out, you know, when it comes to that. So that's just really just people just cheaping out, really. Yeah, don't support that. I mean, if you don't like that, don't support that, because that gives them the bad idea. So if you don't like collector's editions not actually coming with the physical copy, don't buy that. I don't think I've bought a single collector's edition that doesn't come like with the actual real physical copy, you know. So I don't buy those. If I'm getting a collector's edition, it needs to come with an actual real physical copy of the game. Yeah, you know what? I made those Xenoblade leaks. Yes, that is true. I made the Xenoblade leaks. It was me. It was me, Dio. OJ Dio. No, let's not call Arlo stupid, guys. Let's not call him stupid. It's one of those things to where, once again, there's a certain level of intellect that you need for sales analysis, and then there's okay with just being a fan. And I think that there's okay with people just expressing your concerns and express them how you feel to be expressed. But the thing that I personally feel that maybe you shouldn't do, if you don't know sales, you don't know numbers, you don't want to look at Japanese numbers, you don't want to analyze, you don't want to hear what other people have to say, if you're going to close your mind and look at the only thing that people are talking about and go based off of vibes, you probably shouldn't be analyzing sales. If you shouldn't be using that to affect what you say. If you don't know and you can't understand and you're not willing to learn, just don't worry about it. Just say, hey, you know what? They're not putting out games that I would like a bit more. I feel that they should do a bit more with that. And yeah, that's it. Stop using articles. Stop using sales analysis like the 30% lower. They sold underneath. Stop using all that to form your opinion if you can't read a simple sales chart when the information comes. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they can't criticize. Criticize. But if you don't know, and if you have trouble, and if you don't want to look at Japanese sales, that's public. He ignored public Japanese. Like, you can look and see. That is the most viable form of sales that you can look at. You can look at the raw numbers and say, okay, maybe it's a little bit lower here, but in Japan it's selling really well. That was very easy to see, and he just ignored it. And I know that he knows about the Famitsu sales. I know that he knows.
It's crazy they really went all out on Indiana Jones for some reason.
Yeah.
People were in denial and still didn't believe it was all on cart. Lol.
Well, it just doesn't have the Polish language, but outside of the Polish language, it's good. Outside of the Polish language, we good. You know, we good on the outside of that. So shout outs to Justin. Thank you for another 3. But that's like my only issue is like, if you're not willing to put in the work, you want to make sales analysis videos, you want to say, oh, well, based off of this and this, and want to look analytical, you know, you should at least do your due diligence as a big content creator and say, okay, look, the sales here in the West, they're a bit lower. That could be a problem. But I'm looking at the Japanese sales over here. Those are pretty good. Let's see how it works. It still could work out bad. Maybe they're not selling as much as they want. I'm leaning more towards they're not selling as much as they want. But here's the Japanese sales. Those are selling pretty good. So it could balance things out, which I ultimately ended up doing. A little bit lower here in the US, a little bit, or in the Western territories, way higher in the Japanese territories. That's all you have to do. And once again, ignored, because vibes. People are just saying it online. And that is, like I said, a terrible, for a big content creator, that is, you should take the extra effort. Now, if you're a small content creator or if you have less experience, then that makes sense. But for a big content creator, I do think that you should take a little bit of extra time to research all angles, especially if they're publicly available to you. As a big content creator, like I said, smaller one, it doesn't excuse it even if you're a smaller one, but I can more understanding like if you're a smaller content creator. But sales predictions and analysis based off of vibes and based off of not including all the information to drive point your own personal narrative, I think that's reckless. You know, but he did apologize and say that he was wrong. You know, he did say, I took the L for that one. You know, he did do that. But once again, like I said, if you can't read a simple graph on the sales rate of a system, sales analysis is probably not for you. You should just go off of vibes. Just go up, just say, hey, look, I don't know how things are going, but right now I'm not really sure. The games are not coming the way that I want them. Key cards are an issue. Nintendo's not necessarily being clear with the communication. Maybe they don't have somebody like Reggie Fils-Aimé out. Like, you know, just do the typical easy stuff that you can do that's more fit towards what a puppet would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, most puppets don't analyze anything. So it's like, just do where you're I'm not trying to tell the man how to run his channel. Obviously, he's way more successful than me, and I get it, why people love it, but I just don't think that you should be bringing sales analysis into it when you don't understand a simple sales chart. Like, when you can't read a simple graph that tells you, you know, like, the rate of sales. It's simple. It's not complex at all. Like, it's a very simple chart. It tells you the weeks at the bottom. It tells you the number in the millions, and it tells you exactly where the Switch 1 and Switch 2 were by the week. It was very easy to follow. And he's like, I'm confused. You know, like, so it's like, that's what I'm talking about. And like, a lot of people on YouTube are like that. They don't have the chops. They don't have the sales acumen to analyze. They don't want to research, but they want to talk. But they want to say, no, it's like this. And then they want to call you a shill, or they want to call you names, or they want to say that you're stupid, or that you're a fanboy. When you try to correct them, when you try to tell them, no, it's more like this, they'll get pissy with you. And their fans, and the people that are the fans of those people will get really pissy with you when you try to give them the right information. And like I said, online, bro, this is what this has turned into. This has turned into the era of misinformation. The era of vibe reporting, the era of, uh-oh, I was wrong. Oh, well, like, I was ignorant. Oh, well, just make more videos being ignorant, you know, and you can make more money. It's all money driven. It's not driven based off of wanting to be right, wanting to be accurate, doing your due diligence. A lot of it is based off of, uh-oh, I can make more money. Oh, well, you know, like, and it's terrible, bro. Same thing with stocks. People don't understand a lot of things, and sometimes nothing can affect stocks. Doesn't mean they aren't selling well. Exactly. I'm not as big on stocks. I'm not a stock person. My sister is and my mom are. I go to them for information, but that's the reason why I don't report on stocks, because I don't understand the stock market like that. So why am I going to report and talk about stocks when I do not understand the stock market? I don't. So I'm not going to report on it like that, because that is not my forte. That's not my expertise. I'm not going to report on it. Now, do I know a bit? Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. Do I have some stocks? Of course I do. But I mean, I don't know it as well as other things. So I'm not really going to get too deep into that type of stuff. OJ, I feel blessed. You're one of the 4 gaming channels I listen to these days. I've deleted about 20 plus about 2 years from now. Listen, SK Massive, I'm right there with you, man. I don't even really watch anybody anymore, because everybody, like I said, is just doing stuff for money these days. Any thoughts on Hunter Gatherings for PlayStation? To me, it looks like another Fortnite game. It looks okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to play it, but it looks all right. I don't think any of these creatures should be bring up Reggie, because chances are they can look back, the same guys bashing Reggie as well. Yeah, maybe. I'm just saying, like, that can be like legitimate criticism in terms of like his personality and stuff. This is more of the era. Who cares? I'm wrong. Yeah, pretty much. That's the era. That's the era of what it, or how much money can I make with slop? You know. We learned graphs in first grade. It really was a very easy graph. It was incredibly easy to understand. I will show you guys the chart for those who missed me talking about it. I'll show you guys the chart. This was the graph that Arlo said that he was very confused on, and a lot of his users were probably confused on as well. But they were letting him know though. But this was the chart. This was the chart that he was confused on. It was this, and like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but this was the chart that he was confused on. Switch sell through, cumulative global sell through as of the 4th week of December. So as of the 4th week of December, this was the sell through. 15 million units. Fastest selling dedicated video game platform released by Nintendo. On the left side here, it says millions of units. They clearly tell you millions. And sell through. So you sold through to customers that we know we can confirm sold through. It tells you 0, 5, 10, 15. So 15 million, 10 million, 5 million, obviously 0, no million. So 1 through, that'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you can look and see, and you can approximate based off of that what it is. This is a graph. Now on the bottom here, it says week 1, 3, 5, 7. So they're simply just going in intervals of 2. They're just going in intervals of 2 because it makes it easier. Why put every single week? Just put every single 2 weeks, right? And then you can see the graph of the 2. You have this is the switch 1, this is the switch 2. And obviously they say, look, switch 2, they have it in red. They color code it for you. Red here, switch 1, gray. And then they just tell you, look at how it's been selling. So you can tell by week, let's just say 5 million units. By week about 4, it had already sold 5 million units. Whereas with the Switch 1, it took around 21 weeks to sell that 5 million. So that's really what this chart is. It's very simple. It's like I said, if you've done, geometry, or if you've done, like I said, like regular math, is basically what this chart is. It's very simple, so every single investor can understand. And then here's the Switch 1, and then basically it says, okay, we're like at a bit above 15 million units that we know by week 29, 28-ish, but the Switch 1 hadn't even reached 15 million units by week 45 in sell-through. And it even tells you sell-through, internal estimates of unit sales to individual consumers. So it even tells you what sell-through is. On the ship chart, it tells you 17 million, 17.3 shipped out. So shipped to the retailers, sell through to the individual consumers. So they explain it to you right there. It's not complicated. So like I said, if this is giving you trouble, or if you're a fan and this would give you trouble, just don't worry about it. You don't got to try to overanalyze. Just be excited for the games. Look at what's like it. But if you can't understand this, or if this confuses you, then like I said, you might not want to do sales analysis. That's all. Because it's very simple to follow. And I'm not trying to be mean. It just is though, What's up, JG? Welcome. Shout out to the JOJO boys today. Get that JOJO in. Let's go. Just wish you were my math teacher, OJ. Here's the funny thing, Quiet Lion Gaming. I am terrible at math. I am terrible. I am the worst in my family at math. My dad, my mom, my brother, both my sisters, everybody can cook me in math. I struggled the most. My sister took advanced AP Calc and all that. My brother, he did all that in high school, bro. I couldn't even pass geometry in high school. The highest math level I got in high school was Algebra 2, and I barely passed it. I'm actually terrible. Now, I did get better in college. I passed stats and calc in college, so I'm not a complete dummy in math. But if you told me to solve problems in stats or calc right now, I would be drawing a blank. I am not good at math. Now, am I good with managing numbers within a business? Yes. Like practical stuff? Absolutely. I can look at charts and look at things and do all that, but am I good at math? No. But am I good with real world applications of math? Yes. So I have because I took economics, right? I took economics, I took those things. So economics and all that teaches you the basic things that you actually need to know when you get to a job, right? They teach you those things. But am I good with Brainiac, math stuff? No. I'm not, but I'm good with real world application of math. Yes. I took up differential equations in college, Calc 4. Yeah, you got me lost on that one. I don't want to take more credit than being good at math because I'm not. I'm not great. I'm okay. Now, if you got me studying again, can I pass Calc again? Sure, of course I could. If I got studying again, if I got looking at the graphing calculators and all that, of course I can do it. But I mean, in college, I passed I think I passed stats with the 70 on the dot. Literally, I needed that to be able to transfer to four-year university. So I passed it with the 70 on the dot at the very end of the last day of class with the last final exam. I got a 70 and it boosted my score from a 69 to a 70. I had a 6, and if I had that, that's not transferable. D's, at least back then, were not transferable from junior college to 4 years. So I would have had to stay another semester at JUCO, at junior college, if I did not pass that class. I took it in summer too, so you're going fast. Summer 2007. It was blazing. So it's even harder during the summer because you've got to go fast, man. It's Sonic. You got to go fast. So it was tough for me, man. I barely passed, barely. But I was like, thank God I passed it. So I was like, I'm out of here, Oh, there's calc, there's stats, oh my God, there's super advanced classes. Terrible at math. Yeah, man, I am not great. But hey, like I said, I'm good at real world applications of math. You can tell me to count to 10. I can use a calculator. If I need to count businesses or millions or this and that, I can do all that for you, I actually love math. After I had an awesome professor. Nice. Saw from Spawnwave that PlayStation sold 92 million PS5 consoles. Do you see that Switch 2 beating that number maybe in a few months? 92 million in a few months? No, it took the PlayStation 5 5 years to sell 92 million. How can the Switch 2 sell 92 million in a few months? There's no way. No, it would. I can see it beating 92 million in a few years. So maybe by 2030, maybe in the next 4 years they can hit that number or around that number. But no, not now. No, in the few months, no. I mean, that would be insane if they were able to. 92 million in a few months. That would be. There'd be no way. There's not even enough stock. They'd be sold out. You can't produce that many systems. Nobody can. Nobody can produce 92 million systems or Nintendo's at 17 million, right? So they would need another 60 something, 70 million. No, there's no way. Some people continue to lie about Nintendo Switch 2 sales, say PS5 surpassed Switch 2. Can't take some Nintendo haters seriously. I think they're segmenting it, Sean, for the end of the year, and they're leaving out the full year of 2025, where Switch 2 did barely outsell the PlayStation 5. I know it would be unrealistic. Yeah, that's. I would say it's not even unrealistic. It's impossible. I think it's impossible. I think it would be impossible for the Switch 2 to sell 92 million units in. I'm gonna say a few months is 3 to 5 months, right? So they would have to go at a pace of 20 million units per month, more than 20 million units per month, 25 million units if it's like in 3 months, and that's just. Like I said, I don't think they can even produce enough systems to do that. Even if, let's just say that the demand was there for it to do that well, I don't think they can even produce that many systems. So let's just say that they drop the price of the Switch 2 to $1. Obviously, if you drop the price of the Switch 2 to $1, or like let's just say $10, everybody and their mom would want to buy one. But you wouldn't be able to make enough money back on your return, and your production units would be so bogged down with producing them, you wouldn't even be able to do it. It'd be impossible. That'd be the only way that the demand would even be that high, if they just reduced it down to like a ridiculous
What game or games
amount.
are going to have to skip because of this busy spring and summer? I'm struggling. Lol.
You know what? I don't know. I don't want to answer that question right now, because I know that there's going to be a lot that I'm going to have to skip or wait on. So, yeah. Let's see. This year, Switch 2 will certainly surpass the Xbox Series consoles in sales, but I think the PS5 is selling significantly more this year, previous years, because of GTA. Yeah, absolutely, it could. Like once we gotta wait and see towards what happens. But yeah, GTA could definitely boost things up quite a bit. I'm expecting that to be boosted quite a bit. Now, what I don't know though is if the people that were expecting or the bump for GTA, if that already came because of the delays. That's also something too. There could be a lot of people who bought the PS5 in anticipation for GTA, considering it's taking so long to get there, that they might have already bought it. Now, of course, there's gonna be a bunch more people, that buy that want to get a PS5 for GTA. But I think that there might even still be a good amount of people that have already purchased the PS5 because of the price hikes, because of GTA was supposed to come out, before. So I do think that there is some mitigated with that. Like, I don't think it's gonna be all of a sudden, oh, GTA comes out, and all of a sudden, like, there's like 55 million new people that never purchased the PS5 that all of a sudden want to purchase the PS5. I think there's a lot of people that already know that they want GTA that have already bought the system. But like I said, we will see once it actually comes out. Yeah, I mean, you gotta skip a lot of games, man. You gotta skip a lot of games because like there's no time to play all the games. Yeah, I'd say next year is when the Switch 2 is ahead of. I mean, I don't know what the Xbox Series X sales are at, so I don't know what the sales are at right now. So I mean, people say 28 million, 29 million, 30 million. People have said 32 million, 33 million. I don't even know what the Xbox Series sales are at. I mean, Switch 2 is at 17 million. They should get to 19 million by March. They'll get to 19 million. So I mean, maybe they sell next year. I think they can probably do better than last year. So for like the last quarter, they can probably sell, I would say, if they have Pokemon and if they have, let's say, 3D Mario, they can probably sell maybe about 1 million to 2 million more than they did last year. So let's just say that they sell maybe around, let's just give it like 9 million. Let's just say they sell 9 million units, or 8 to 9 million units. So if they do that, you add that right now to there, so that'd be 20. Oh, that would be no, not 20. That'd be 27 million. And then if you just add in the other quarters down at this point, maybe 30 million.
I think people looking forward to GTA saw the price hike, then saw the Black Friday sale and said I better get it now.
Absolutely. I think people that are looking forward to GTA were like, they saw the price hike at the beginning of the year. They saw that they got it reduced down and said, let me just go ahead and get this now. Like, I definitely think there was a lot of people, especially November, they picked it up when they could. Because once again, there could be another price hike. There could be, I mean, there was already a price hike. So absolutely. Xbox 32 million. Once again, where's that number even coming from? I don't know. There's no official number on the Xbox Series sales. Have you seen the new Mario Galaxy teaser? I haven't, because I don't want to watch that in Inmar. I want to just wait till I go to the movie theater and watch it. Whoever's managing Tales series should be fired. All these old games and Tales 30 FPS on Switch. What the F? I know, bro. It's stupid. Even like backwards compatibility. Whoever's doing it needs to be fired. Yo, what's up, Wizard Grunt? Hey, big up the Wizard Grunt. Old school Elite Ninja. Let's go. I'd say that next time this year, Switch 2 will be ahead of Xbox Series. Okay, this time next year. Okay, so yeah, after the holiday. Yeah. This time next year, it should be. It should. Thinking about trying Neo 3. Has pretty good reviews. Do you like Souls games, Nick? So I would say if you like Souls games, if you like fast-paced, like if you like Ninja Gaiden plus Souls, that's really where you're. That's what Neo 3 is. I don't think Xbox Series hit 40. I think it's stuck in the 30s. Like I said, I have no idea where they're at. I don't know. What's up, Chips and Sticks? Tales of Arise will have gameplay at 30 FPS on Switch, but 60 FPS cutscenes. They don't. Once again, that's a bad. I mean, obviously 60 FPS cutscenes is great. That's fine, but it should have been 60 FPS battles too. Then maybe outside of battles, 30 FPS. In battles, 60 FPS. Tales of Arise 2. That game can run at 60 FPS on Switch too, because Tales of Arise is an interesting game. You go into a battle scene. It is not seamless combat. So, for example, like Xenoblade, right? Xenoblade is seamless. You're running around, and then you see an enemy. Oh, boom! The battle starts. You can start attacking them. You can run at any time. And the world, remember, you have to have the assets streaming for that, loading at any point. It needs to be ready to go. Tales of Arise. You load into a battle scene, it gives you a approximate of what the scenery is, and then it gives you an arena you fight in. So it doesn't have to load all the assets of the huge area that you're in, all the blades of it doesn't have to do all that. Now, I get it. I'm not a developer. I'm not trying to sit there and act like I know more than them, but that's pathetic. That's a bit pathetic. There is no reason why a battle area, guided battle area that is segmented off, that is not streaming all the assets from like when you play, there's no reason for that to not be at 60 or at least 40. That's just poor optimization. Poor optimization from Bandai Namco. From at least the developers who are making Tales of Arise, the Tales team. Now, and obviously the Bandai, what's it called team? Digimon did way better, you know? Uncard with the 10.
JOJO.
JOJO. Yes, sir. Let's go. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Uncario. So, that's the thing. With that one. So, Bandai Namco, lazy on that front. At least the Tales team, lazy. I'm giving my money to the Digimon team. 4K at 30 FPS, HDR. 1080p at 60 FPS, no HDR. Switch 2. That's what I'm talking about, right? Use the power of the system. Use the DLSS. I don't think Tales is using it. I don't think Tales is doing a good job with it. I'm probably still gonna, I might still buy it on sale, but I'm not buying it. I'm not gonna buy it day one. At least, if I might get a review code for it.
Tales of Arise runs at 40 FPS on Steam Deck.
Yeah, so what's going on there, you know? Exactly. It's a confined space, so there's no reason for it to be that way. So I'm gonna support. I hope Grand Blue runs at 60. So we'll see about Grand Blue. But right now, Digimon to me is that's the best one. That's the best one. You wonder the DLSS for Digimon is for frame generation? I have no idea about that stuff, Tim. We gotta wait, or TM. We gotta wait till we actually get the game on that. Let's go. Combo breaks. And we are even further beyond. Yeah. I think they rushed out Tales of Arise like they did Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Yep. Or I think it's poor optimization, not wanting to take the time to optimize, because Unreal Engine 4 just sometimes doesn't play nice with every single type of graphics system that you're using with the Switch. I totally agree, but still, I'm happy Tales of Arise is releasing on Switch 2 and not Switch 1 with an actual 1080p handheld, better than Berseria only dropping on Switch 1. That's true. That's definitely true, but I don't think there's any way they can even get a Switch 1 version of Tales of Arise. They could, but they'd have to rebuild a lot of things. I don't think they're gonna do that. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying for sure. Like, it's better than nothing. It's running on Unreal Engine 4. I'm looking forward to Bomberman series. Didn't they say it was released in Japan, but not in the US? Yeah, there were some games that was not released worldwide, at least, that they're releasing worldwide now. Brilliant Rise was uncapped on PS4 and Xbox One on the 30 to 40 range. The shame that they aren't going to do something better here. Yeah, it is a shame. Let's see when the game comes out, though. I know that they said that maybe they'll do something. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, right now, like I said, it goes from like day one buy to more like, oh, I'll pick it up when it's on sale. And it's a game key card on top of that. So it's like, yeah, I'll probably just wait till it's cheap. Because that's the good part with playing on a PC handheld, because you can tinker. Yeah, it is and it isn't. It is good, then it isn't. It's like, one, yeah, you can tinker, but then you have to tinker. So it's like, I honestly rather just play it at 30 than tinker. I'm actually lazy enough to where, you know what, I'd rather just do that. And I know I'm probably in the minority, or maybe I'm not in the minority with that, because I think a lot of people think that, like, yeah, I'd rather just play it at that or not play it at all, or give my money somewhere else, like, than to tinker. And I think the sales prove that. The sales 100% prove that. Steam Deck, ROG Ally, these systems have fallen off the face of the earth. At least according to Matt Piscatella, ROG Ally fallen off the face of the earth. Steam Deck, that hasn't been updated in sales for a hot minute. I think most people don't want to tinker. So, I mean, yeah, sure, that's a good thing about it. But a lot of people think, I'll just spend my money somewhere else. Like, I don't even want to deal with that. So, I think most people are like, nah, I'd rather not tinker. I'll play it at 30, I'll buy it on sale, or I'll just put my money towards something else. I don't think it's even worth doing that. To tinker to get a 40 FPS, like, that's like working hard for someone ugly. Like, like, I ain't gonna work super hard. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be a gentleman and all that. But I mean, if you're gonna give me attitude and be mean and be nasty, like, I don't gotta do all this. Like, you gotta work. I'm not working for 40 FPS. I'm not gonna tinker and work for 40. Like, no, that's okay. I'll just spend my money and time somewhere else. Digimon is 60. Great. Tales of Arise is a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. It's okay. But it's not worth tinkering and messing around with. I'm not doing all that. Like, I ain't going that far. I already played it at 60 on my PS5. So if they're not gonna give me the option that's easy, I can easily take my option somewhere else. Like, I can, like, I've got too many games to play, guys. I've got a bazillion games to play. I don't need to tinker with anything. Where's my Tails game? It's down here somewhere. I got it. So, I don't gotta waste my time tinkering with the damn thing. I've got it on PS5 if I want to play it. You know, I don't need a PC portable for that. This is working hard for somebody ugly is diabolical. What's what I'm saying? Like, there's times I went out on dates. You know, before I was married, I went out on dates and, like, I got a girl treating me bad, like being rude, and I'm like, you, like, come on, like, why are you acting like that, or why are you talking like that about other people? Like, just being, like I said, like a nasty individual towards other people. Like, when we're, like, you know, eating, and I'm like, okay, like, don't get ahead of yourself, young lady, you know. But to be honest, I've heard the same. Like, I've had certain people tell me that, you know, friends of mine that are girls tell me how certain guys act. They looking like, you know, looking like Squidward, you know. So, like, guys do the same thing. People do the same thing. So it's not even just one way. It's both ways, you know. We got literally Squidward looking dudes sitting here trying to talk, you know. So whatever. Let's see. I sold my Steam Deck because Tinker. It got fixed eventually, but even the tinkering Digimon Cyber Sleuth ran at 30 FPS for the longest time. Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that on regular PC that it ran at 60, but I don't know about how it ran on Steam Deck, like, you know, 60 or not. So that's why I don't understand why some of my favorite YouTubers like Spawnwave and Grub make Steam Deck sound like it sells millions of units. The reason why people hold Steam Deck up to this type of thing is because they like it, because it's cool, it's because it's in depth, because you can play emulation, is because it does things that nerds like us like. So they will hold it up to this pedestal, but in reality, nobody likes it. Nobody really cares enough to like it like that. Now, do people that have it like it? Is it great for certain things? Yes. But the average person or the average consumer does not give a rat's booty, a rat's dookie, not even a rat's butt, like a rat's dookie, the dookie of a rat. Most people don't care because they don't want to deal with that. Content creators hype it up because it's technical. But at the end of the day, if you're talking about most people, like with jobs that don't sit there and obsess over video games all day or emulation all day and all that stuff, They don't care. They don't even have the time to be sitting there emulating and tinkering with stuff. You go to work, you're at work 10 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours. You come back home, you just want to play a game. You just want to play Call of Duty. You just want to play Madden. You just want to play NBA 2K, or you just want to play a Mario game, or you just want to play a Zelda, or you just want, whatever. Like you want to do, you just want something simple. You just want to be able to pop in a game and play. You don't want to be going to being like Dexter's Lab. You don't want to do all that. The large majority of people don't want to do all that. So I think the reason why it's hyped up by these people is because you can tinker with it, and because it's cool for people that cover tech, and obviously to talk about that. But at the end of the day, like I said, most people don't care about that, So that's why it's hyped up. But no, it's a Wii U worse than Wii U. It's flop harder than Wii U, bro. Like it's worse than a PS Vita, and a Wii U and PS Vita look good in comparison, when it comes to the sales. So that's the reality of it. But the difference with the Wii U and the PS Vita, why those got bashed so much, is because, it's a console. The expectations for a console are so much higher, but in the reality, Wii U was significantly more popular than a Steam Deck. Significantly more popular. PS Vita was significantly more popular than a Steam Deck. And that's just the reality. People don't want to talk about it because they like portable PCs, and they feel like they're consumer friendly. And I think that's the thing. If you talk about negatively when it comes to the amount of people that have it, it looks down upon what it does and maybe what other systems can learn from it. So you can't be too negative on it, because the piece of kit is good. It's also not all about sales. So you also have to factor that in. Even though it's not doing as well, that doesn't mean it's not a good product. That doesn't mean it's not awesome. Now, and I will say this, when it comes to handheld or when it comes to consoles, people do kind of equate the sales with how good it is with consoles. But with PC handhelds and stuff like that, they don't. But I will say this too, a lot of people don't understand why people don't think it's good, because they see all the positives and the benefits, whereas a lot of casual consumers see all the negatives and see what's not good about PC handhelds. And I think that's where the ultimate disconnect is, and where I'll get called a shill and a bunch of different things for saying PC handhelds aren't good for me. I'll get called names and get whatever, but I'm telling you why they're not good. People do not, tinkering isn't a benefit for everyone. Having to tinker and mess around and update, and that is not seen as a good thing for many, many, many people. And a lot of these content creators cannot no comprende, okay, on stuff like that. Now, I can bridge the gap because I'm analytical. I've dealt with casual consumers in business and non-casual, the hardcore and not. When you work in car sales, you're not going to sell, the guy that's working at, fast food, you're not going to sell him a Lexus, right? Like you're gonna sell him, hey man, check out this Toyota Corolla, or check out this Nissan Sentra. It's not bad, nothing wrong with that. Good cars. Now, if you see somebody coming in, they're an executive at they're a manager or an executive, yeah, you might want to show them the Lexus. You might want to show them the BMW. You got to be able to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of these content creators. They think at the highest level with the most amount of tinkering, and they don't factor in people that don't have the means or don't give a rat's booty about tinkering and about all that. And they don't want to do it's a negative for all that stuff. It's not a positive, it's a negative that you have to tinker with things and steam and look up, is it verified and color coded, and like, no man, not everybody wants. That's a negative, bro. I'm telling you, it's a negative. People think it's a positive, sure, for some, but for a lot of people, it's not good. You don't got to look at no switch to verified, no tinkering. Everything's already set, ready to go for you, ready to go, ready to pick up and play easy. That is a big, big, big positive and a benefit, and why Switch 2 is blowing their backs out right now. That's the reason why. And like I said, I'll get called every name in the book for saying that. I'll get reacted to and all that, but the truth sometimes hurts for these people, and that is the honest to God truth. And I'm being honest with you guys, that's the reason why, so I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it a million times. I don't care who clips it, clip it, tell me it's the truth. That's it, and that's why it's doing so well. That's why Switch 2 is blowing out these PC handhelds. That's the truth. I'll say, and I'll keep saying, I'll say it again, I'll do it again, I'll say it tomorrow, I'll say it the next day, and I'll say it 3 years from now when the Switch 2 continues to just destroy these systems in sales, and these PC chuds, these PC schizos can't understand why, and will make every excuse and try to downplay it. Bro, this is the reality. Quiet Line with the $2 dono and says, that's why I hope the console experience never die. Yep. That is why. it's a good experience. The ones that tinkers is a stinkers. I'm not a stinker. Listen, and once again, I want to make sure that I'm very clear with this. I don't mind people that like PC handhelds or like all that. I don't mind. I like the option. I like the competition. I like all that. That's good for the market. At the end of the day, having another option is good. But I will explain to you why it's not doing well. I will explain, you know? Let's see, Steam Deck is a companion device. Why it's even being brought up in console conversations boggles my mind. I think it's because it's trying to emulate the console experience as a portable handheld. The Steam OS, it boots right into that. It plays games from like, it doesn't do, like you have to actually get out of the Steam big picture mode or whatever, right? And then go into the PC mode, like with Steam Deck. It boots into, hey, here's the console. So it's trying to emulate a console. So I think people bring it up because of that. ROG Ally, Steam Deck, these handheld PCs are trying to emulate that experience to varying levels of success. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. And I'll see PC people say, "Well, why is PlayStation selling? They have no games." Sure, PlayStation has no games. But all the popular stuff that people play when it comes to Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA, where do you think that they're gonna, like I said, simple things. When they're out there at their construction jobs, or they're out there at their fast food jobs, building America, or building, being a good, person that helps with the economy to live an honest life, to live a good life for their family, to provide. What do you think they're gonna? Do you think they're gonna sit at home on it and go, "Oh, here's my PC"? You think they're gonna do that? You think they're gonna do that? No, they're gonna want to pick up a PS5 controller, pop in their game, hop on Madden with their boys. So, do you think they're really gonna want to go on a PC? People are really dumb. A lot of hardcore PC people that have this alien or this, oh, how could you like PlayStation 5 Pro? How could you like consoles? It's like, bro, people just want to sit down and just play the game. They don't want to go up to a computer. They don't want to try to hook their PC up to a TV and boot into it. They just want something simple that you can just plug into HDMI, plug in the cord, and then that's what it is. That's what they want. So I'll see morons on Twitter say, "Why would you buy a PS5? Ooh." It's like, what? Because they want to just be able to play this stuff simple. Maybe they still like physical games. Maybe they still want to be able to have the option to buy the game on a disc, or to trade with their friends, or to sell a game. There's many reasons why. A lot of content creators think that everybody's a damn Point Dexter. Like, they think that everybody's a damn Point Dexter or the damn Nintendo family. Like, stop defending the $1 million, like the thing that people spam on my Twitter half the time. Not everybody's some freaking nerd or Point Dexter that sits at a desk, or whatever to play, or wants to hook up a PC to a TV and do it that way. They just want a console. Like they grew up with PS1 or PS2. They just want to be able to put the system down, pop the disc in there, and yeah, you have it installed, but just be able to play, and that's it, man. It's not even like that complicated. Like, it's really not. And a lot of these content creators, they cannot understand, like this a lot of, like the schizos. Not everybody. Most content creators understand this. They got PS5s. They're getting Switch 2s. Most content creators understand this, but a lot of people do not. Some people that are schizos, like, they do not understand this. I've been PC gaming since before PCs were a thing, and they're IBM compatible. I can't stand most PC gamers. I think most people on PC are fantastic. I think they're cool people. I don't think there's a problem. They understand. But like I said, some of the more vocal ones that you'll see on Twitter, you'll see whatever, I'll say, "Why would you buy a PS5? Like, there was a discussion that I had the other day, and somebody was like, "Oh, well," I'm like, he said something about, "Why didn't you do this on PC?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm good with my Switch 2 and my PS5 Pro." And he quote tweeted me. I was like, and like, he had a Linux profile picture, so I already know. I mean, okay, a guy with a Linux profile picture, you already know that, like, the touch of a female is just a foreign thing, and you already know that he's like, once again, he's like, it's crazy. So it's like, it's weird, man. They don't understand why people like console gaming. They don't understand why people like console gaming at all, you know? And it's weird. They should understand. It's very simple. It's not hard. It's not a hard premise. I'm a nerd and I hardly feel like doing it. Yeah, because you got to go to work all day. You're driving at work. You just want something simple. You want to just be able to plug in your PS5 and play. You know, or you just want to be able to plug in your Xbox and play, or take your Switch 2 and play, you know, chill, play lying down, or chill on the couch, or maybe with your family, or even like game share stuff, like whatever, man. Like it's not rocket science. My OG Steam Deck is still since it released, and still use it from time to time. It's nice to have the device. You have it's called the Gabe Deck for you, Psycho Pie. It's called the Gabe Deck. We still haven't talked about the price yet. What price? Price of portable PCs? Oh yeah, they're expensive, right? I mean, they're definitely expensive, unless you want to get something ghetto, like. Man, that ROG. I want to get one of them ghetto 2023 ROG. One of them ghetto 2023 slop channel ROG allies. I saw slop channels. Why would you buy Switch 2 when you can buy the ROG ally? Bro, I'm about ready to. I'm like, bro, man. Listen, fam. Listen. I just want to take some of these slop guys and just pull them to the corner and say, listen, fam. You know good and well ain't nobody buying that, bro. You know good. Like, just stop. Just stop. You know. Come on, man. Bring it in. You know nobody's gonna buy that. Stop acting like people are gonna. They're not gonna buy that, man. I bought the ROG Ally based off of people's recommendation, and I want to kick every single one of them in the ass. Like, I want. I don't remember who I watched, but if I ever come across that dude, I want to drop kick him. I think it was RGT. I think he said it was good. I think I want to drop kick RGT. I think he was one of the guys that I referenced on Twitter. But there was other people too. There's other, like, I listened to reviews. I saw customer reviews. I'm like, yeah, the ROG Ally, that's the one to get over Steam Deck. And I think I want to drop, if I can find them, I swear I'd drop kick them. If I can find the people that convinced me to get the 2023 ROG Ally, I think I'd drop kick them. I think I'd want to drop kick them. Because that was the worst decision that I've ever done. And I got rid of it the same day. And now, like, I still think about it. It's still, I'm like traumatized by what I went through to simply play a video game on there with my Steam account. Yeah, I'd drop kick him if I saw him. Every single one of them. Like, straight up, like, real drop kick. Like, King from Tekken drop kick. Or you know, or like Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin music. That's what it'd be like. Sweet Chin music, straight up, you know, like, you know I'm cute. You know I'm silly, you know what I'm saying? You know I'm sexy. I got the moves that drive the girls wild. I got the move. I just come out with that music, like, hey OJ, what's up? Boom! Hit him with the Sweet Chin music. Just hit him with the kick to the face. Why did you tell me to get a ROG Ally? Crusty system. Straight up, just Sweet Chin music, bruh. Sweet Chin. Shout outs to Cyber Taurus.
I seem to recall RGT used to do some videos around handhelds and whatnot. So guilty by default, lol.
Yeah, I think he said ROG Ally. I think I remember him talking about ROG Ally being good. Yeah, I might drop that. He would probably try to beat me up, but still, I get it in and run. I'd kick him and run. I know he can't catch me. He ain't faster than me. No, but it wasn't only him. It wasn't like only. I just heard him say good things about the ROG Ally. So then I researched it more with like reviews, like at Best Buy, and I think I watched like a video or two. I was like, yeah, ROG Ally, bro. Trash. I remember Psycho Pie recommending ROG Ally. Did you recommend the ROG Ally? You said you need a reason to drop kick RGT. Oh my god, so hostile. Bro, we have to be, man. We have to be. Oh man, no, it's fun though. We're just joking around, guys. I'm not drop kicking anybody. You know, before people start saying this guy's being violent, listen. You know, listen. Did you see Marvelous Financial's Rune Factory and Story of Seasons carried them 2 games that were exclusive and made for Switch 2 while Daemon X Machina bombed? Hope they learned their lesson. Wait, did they say that Daemon X Machina bombed? Did they give the sales numbers, Elias? You know that they didn't learn their lesson, right, Elias? You know that they did it. Here's the people that run Rune Factory, they're like, the people that run Story of Seasons, the people that run Daemon X Machina, that derpy dragon meme, you already know. That's what it is. It's the dragon meme where there's like the two, like the Hydra meme where it's like, you know, where they put like different, like it's like, okay, Rune Factory, Story of the Seasons, and then like the third is like the derpy, like, dude, I don't even know what to say, bro. It's like it's not even needed. It's like like going full Switch 2 grifter, like when what's it called? Like when the 49ers in the playoffs. Kyle Shanahan, regular season, Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, when it doesn't matter to beat the Rams and the Seahawks. Kyle Shanahan when he needs to beat the Rams and the Seahawks. It's like, bro, like, unforced error. Unforced, like, why are you doing what you're doing? We can all see it from a mile away. Like, bro, run the ball right here. No. No. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Okay. And then there are other franchises. Okay, yeah, let's get this done. Boom, boom, boom. Drop the plays, everything's good. This one, I don't know, man. I can't with them anymore. I can't with them anymore. Just an unforced error. It's like when you know, like when you watch people, they play football, they're running, and then they drop the ball before they cross the end zone, and by default, it's a touchback. That happens. That's happened like multiple times, where it's like they're running, they're like, yeah, and then they drop the ball before they cross the end line, and then it rolls out into the back of the end zone, or whatever, or out of the back of the, and it becomes a touchback. Because they drop the ball. That is what's Daemon X Machina, bro. It's like you're running, you've got a touchdown, and then you fumble. You drop the ball right before because you make a dumb decision. That's just a professional choker. Exactly. Professional Daemon X Machina. Professional choker. Choke. They chose to ignore Daemon X Machina sales and only focus on Story of Seasons and Rune Factory. LOL. Did not see Daemon numbers. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, of course they did. I knew that it didn't sell well because they made the game for Xbox and PlayStation users. And then all those users were like, huh? Nobody bought that game. Not a single PlayStation influencer from RadTech that I know, from MBG, from all the guys that I follow that are PlayStation content, not a single one of those guys. It was all Nintendo guys that already knew about it, that have a PS5 that bought that game. Not a single core PlayStation channel that I follow. I didn't see Mystic Ryan talk about it. I didn't see Hunter on Twitter. He might have, but I did not see my PlayStation guys that I follow, that I watch their content. I didn't see Marlin Gaming Nation. I didn't see none of these guys hyping that game up or talking about it or playing it or anything. I just saw a bunch of Nintendo people telling people about it. Fumble. Simeon Quinn with the $5 dono says, evening, just getting in. Love the Coltsep Rebirth. We'll be getting it as soon, since Coltsep 3DS days when I went online. You can get one card a day. Nice. Yeah, I've had people tell me that game is going to be pretty good. So maybe I'll check out that game. I'm not big on card games, but that one might be one that I can get into. Do you think we'll be getting themes soon on Switch? There was a rumor last year that we could be getting themes, so maybe it happens at like a Nintendo Direct or something. Music request Contra 4 Stage 6 music. All right, I got you. Contra 4. Contra 4 Stage 6. PS family played as well from Weapon Wheel. Even no one from Weapon Wheel even mentioned. Yeah, I follow the Weapon Wheel guys. You know, Jack Move. I see his tweets, and I see Broken Games HD. I see his tweets. Yeah, I don't think they said anything about it either. So that was also a thing too. That was also a thing. I'm not sure. There's not many. I think this is. I'm not sure. This might be it. Very disappointed about Daemon X Machina. It seems like that should have been great, but it just was. It just isn't. No, it should have been great. They cheaped out on. I mean, they didn't cheap out by getting a physical copy here in the West, but then the game was so lackluster. The demo was bad. Like, it was laggy, it was glitchy. It even had some problems on PS5, but it was 30 FPS with dips, the open world. I mean, it was not great. You can tell that it was ported quickly to Switch 2. It was bad. Who is Jimmy G of the gaming industry? I don't know. I don't think there's anybody that's that bad. No, I'm joking. I'm not sure. Yeah, Quietline, I'm right there with you, man. What up, peeps? Playing Neo 3 right now. It's pretty good. Yeah, I heard Neo 3 was good. What's up, Paul Gale? Welcome. Cyber Taurus with the $5 says Daemon X Machina, Titanic choke. Daemon X Machina. Titanic choker.
Thou shalt not bring that demonic game in this stream. I played the demo and got class 3 food poisoning.
Class 3 food poisoning? Oh man, you were not feeling the demo then, right? Thank you to Psycho Pie with the 5. Thank you to Cyber Taurus also with the 5. Oh my god. Daemon X Machina, Titanic choker. I like that one. That's the best. That's the best name. Yo, platinum streaks for that one. Should we should hit a platinum for that one, man. Platinum streaks for that one. Let's go. Daemon X Machina, Titanic choker. Titanic choker. That track will do. Hey, it's all good. Thank you, Simeon Coin. It'll literally help them develop Daemon X Machina 1. Then it's still console exclusive to the Switch. No idea what they went through their mind. I have no idea what went through their mind. I like I said, full self sabotage. Full self sabotage, bro. Full self sabotage. I have no idea. And like I said, it wasn't. I mean, it didn't even review that great on PS5 either. So, like, I'll probably pick it up on PS5 at some point. Like when it's, I don't know what the price is, but I'll probably pick it up like when it's really cheap. I'll pick it up and play through more of it. I have the demo, so I played the demo on the PS5 and the Switch too. But yeah, I'll pick it up on PS5 later. Titanic choker. Was the performance really that bad? It's like Jimculus. Is the performance that bad? Yes and no. Like, it runs at 30 with dips. I mean, can you get through it? Yes, but there are some pretty bad dips. But it's not like it's Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity performance. But it's the principle. Like, it's like if your kid told you to be quiet. How? It's not that bad. They didn't crisp. How dare you? You? For what I've done for you, and you're telling me to be quiet? No, that doesn't fly in my house. Not that bad. They didn't cuss or curse at you, but how dare you, someone that I've nurtured, that I cared for, that I've done the best for you to grow, and you're talking back, and you're acting like this? That is what Daemon X Machina is. We dealt with that game. The frame rate issues, the problem on Switch 1. We purchased that game. Switch 1 fans, it sold best. It was on PC and Switch 1. The reason why they got money to make the game that they did with Daemon X Machina Titanic Sound was because of how much money they made. People were buying that at $60 for that AA RPG. And it had frame rate issues, and people were like, you know what, we'll put it aside. All right, back in 2018, we'll put it aside, we'll play the game, we'll buy it. And people bought it. It sold over 500,000. So people bought it in a small scale, right? It was a cheaper game to make. They took that money and said, yeah, we'll just make it on Xbox and PlayStation PC. We'll just make an x86 game. That was not made for ARM. It was not made for low-powered devices. They just made it, and they took the money and spun it to make it a PlayStation to do that. And it's like I said, it's disrespectful. 2019. It's disrespectful. That's the problem that I have with it. It's like, how dare you? After we supported you like that. No, I'm good. I don't gotta buy. I ain't gotta buy. And I made a video saying that it's gonna be one of the things to help end key cards. I feel stupid now for defending the game. Now I feel dumb because they're doing a physical key card, like, or a physical game. They didn't have a key card for that. It's actually on a physical cartridge. Man. Rip. Let's see. Titanic Sound got a 69 on Switch 2, a 65 on PS5, and a 79 on PC with 9 reviews. Yeah, not enough reviews there, but 65 on PS5. Yeah, look at that. You think the grass is greener on the other side? That grass is burnt, dead, and that other side was a minefield. You got blown up. They always the grass is greener on the other side, bro. They said, yeah, we don't need, we're going over to the PlayStation side and Xbox and PC. Bro, there was nobody there. They took you and threw you back over the fence. Man, talk about getting rejected. Talk about a failure. Talk about not being where you're wanted. Wow. Instead of making the cel-shaded art style and making a good art style that runs good, and they literally went, like I said, they went, man, I don't even know what to say, bro. I don't even know what to say. Code Vein 2 pulling the same stunt. Bandai let the game die with no Nintendo. Well, no, I don't think it's the same stunt. I see what you're trying to say, Mighty P, and I do think that it should come out, obviously, on Switch 2. Like, I think it'd sell better. But I don't think it's the same stunt, Mighty P. And the reason why is because Code Vein was never a Nintendo platform. It was never like a, it was never on a Nintendo platform. It was not on the Switch 1. So the fact that they didn't do a Switch 2 of Code Vein 2, like, okay, I get that. Like, I don't think it's the same. Daemon X Machina was on Switch 1. And like people supported it. Code Vein is a brand new IP that debuted on the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So I don't equate it as the same thing. Now, I see what you're saying, Mighty P. Like it should come over, but I don't equate that as the same thing because once again, there was no Code Vein on Switch 1 or even Switch 2. It's not like they said, "Oh, Code Vein's coming to Switch 2," and then they said, "Oh, well, screw Code Vein 2," because whatever. Some Sword and Shield grass, bro. Daemon X Machina patch gyro in for the record. Yeah, they need to patch the game. Listen, that game should be running at 60 FPS. The whole premise of the game is off. The whole premise, it should have been evolve the art style from the Switch 1. Take the same engine, the same everything, the same graphical style, evolve that, and just make it run at 60 FPS. Lock it in, 1080p, 60 FPS, DLSS. Let's rock, baby. That's all they had to do. I don't know what they decided. Like I said, I disagree with the direction, the art direction, the gameplay, the scope. I disagree with so many aspects of what they decided to do with that game. I disagree so much. Like, I don't believe they should have done what they did. The game shouldn't have been that big. I don't think they needed to do an open world. I don't think all that stuff was not even needed. It's not even what was the point to try to sell to Xbox and PlayStation fans who don't even want your game? They don't want your game. I don't think there's anybody. There's not a single Xbox channel that I know that bought that game. Not a single one that I watched the video or anybody talk about it on Xbox. Like, what are you doing? Nobody cares about Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion on Xbox. I think they even paid for an advertisement on at the Game Awards or like the Summer Games Fest. I think they even paid. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. They paid. I think they paid Keeley. Nobody cared. Sad. Sad. Let's look up SteamDB. Currently, it hit there's 38 players playing right now on Steam, on the Steam charts, and it hit an all-time peak 5 months ago at a whopping 10,000 players. So that's Steam Deckers, the one that it actually runs somewhat decently on Steam Deck. You opened up for a whopping 10,000 players on PC. You made this game into an x86 bigger console type for a whopping 10,000 players on Steam. Generational fumble. Wow. 500,000 people buying the game. Upwards of how many? Hold up, let me see. Damon. Let me see here. Give me a second. Let me look up something. Came out 2019. So, the original Daemon X Machina. Let me double check. Trying to look up the original sales for the game. They know that they said it sold over 500,000. I'm trying to look up the original. Anyway, it was more than 10,000. It was way more than 10,000 players. We know that it sold over 500,000 on Switch 1 because they announced that. So I'm pretty sure that they did. You can double check me though. But anyway, I mean, Daemon X Machina is a much bigger game than Pragmata when it comes like to the open worlds and all that type of stuff. But Pragmata is on a much better engine. Daemon X Machina runs on Unreal Engine 4. Yeah, Daemon X Machina runs on Unreal Engine 4. And for Switch in particular, that's not a great... I mean, it's okay, but it's not a great engine. Pragmata runs on RE Engine, which is customized and adaptable. And it's built specifically for Capcom's games. So they're able to get more mileage out of it because of the less overhead. Like, Unreal Engine is built for a variety of different games. It's like the default, you know. It's kind of like the generic brand, whereas like RE Engine is customized. It's a unique engine, so very different, you know. Very different. So yeah, please please no politics, no religion and stuff like that in there, Marco. So please, none of that, man. There's no need to be disrespectful towards people. So I'm going to put you in a timeout for 10 minutes. I'm sure grass was greener for Daemon X Machina. That was because there was a sewage tank. Yeah, grass was smelling on that side. Honestly, they got to target the platform that treated them well. It's like they despised to develop on Switch. You talk about Bandai Namco? Bandai Namco definitely, I don't think they didn't, I mean, like, they didn't like developing on it as much. They did end up putting out a lot of games, though. But, like, there were some things that they just couldn't do. But I'm not going to say that they, you know, that they didn't put out games. They did. They put out a lot of games. Yeah, no, you don't need to worry about engines and all that. But yeah, here's the gist of it, Quiet Line. RE Engine is like a customized engine built specifically for Capcom's games. It's adaptable, it's got less overhead, it's got less bloat. It's really built for what Capcom needs to do for a variety of different games. So you can get better performance out of it. Unreal Engine is like a default engine. So it's not built specifically for certain types of games. It kind of just says it can handle everything. So Capcom, when they plugged in the Unreal Engine and ported, like, let's say Pragmata, when they ported like Resident Evil, they were surprised at how well it ran. But it shouldn't have been a surprise because the RE Engine is very adaptable and very good. Because even on the PS4, you can run Resident Evil 4 Remake, and while yes, it doesn't look as good as the PS5 version, it's not bad. The graphics are pretty good for PS4, and it runs at, it's unstable 60. It targets 60, but it runs unstable, but you can get like 40, 50 frames. Like, it's not like it's terrible. There are some frame rate drops, but I mean, I played the PS4 demo and it wasn't like it was terrible. It was not terrible. Like I said, it's not a locked 60, but it was not bad. And that was RE Engine. That's, you know, Resident Evil 4 Remake looks really good. It looks really, really good. So to me, at least, that's kind of how I see it. Unreal, I think it was it Unreal 5 or Unreal 4? Not only did they botch the games, but Marvelous also was crazy about copyrights and made it harder for. Yeah, well, they were crazy with Damon X Machina 1. With 2, they weren't as crazy, but with 1, they were like Bart Simpson, like choking meme, like Homer Simpson. Like they were like ready to choke me out, man. Like, because I wanted to talk about the game. It even made it to Newswave, and like it made it to Newswave, man. John actually had to help me out. Was like, hey, like what are they doing here? You know, back then. Okami 2 update. Okami 2. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna get some information on Okami 2 later this year. Let's be real, no game has used UE5 well, like the Matrix demo to this day. Having proprietary engine and drawbacks from talent recruitment, the quality of the output is worth it. Yeah, that's the like talent recruitment. Unreal Engine is better because you just say, oh, I know this. It's almost like, do you know how to use Microsoft Word? Do you know how to use Microsoft Excel? You know, like that's like the default. Are there other programs for that? Of course there are. But if you just know how to use the default, it's easier to get talent, to bring talent in like easily and get them up to speed. But yeah, like if you can have like custom engines, that's definitely really good. And if you can train them up to use the engine, but like when it comes to talent, they need people to hop right in. Like if you get hired like a programmer, they don't got time for you to be trained. It's like, hey, we got a game that's coming out in 2 years or 3 years. We need you working right away. Unreal Engine, easy to use. A lot of people know it. Let's just go and get you going in. Let's just go and use this for it. So it makes sense why they do it. You know, it makes sense. Heck, even Nintendo has licensed Unreal Engine for some of their games. I think Pikmin uses Unreal Engine, does it not? I think Pikmin and like Yoshi, like Yoshi's Woolly World or Crafted World, I think Nintendo's actually used Unreal Engine a bit too for some of their games. Yeah, RE2 Remake. RE2 Remake runs really good on Xbox One X. Like it runs like at a lock 60 and it looks fantastic. It looks like a current gen game. I played Resident Evil 2 Remake on my Xbox One X and it looks like a current gen game. It looks incredible. Like I think it even runs at 4K. I don't remember 100%. But like I know that it runs and looks. I played it on this LG OLED. I played it in when was it? I think it was 2021, or when did I play that? I forgot when it came out, but I remember I bought it later. I didn't buy it right at launch. But yeah, Resident Evil 2 Remake, bro, it looked incredible on Xbox One X. Unity's crusty on Switch 1. Unity was so crusty on Switch 1. You had games like I Am Setsuna, literally like a little indie Chrono Trigger style game running at 30 FPS because Unity was crusty as heck, bro. Yeah, it was Unreal Engine 5 for Titanic Scion, Unreal 4 for the original. Well, there you go. Unreal Engine 5. Cooking the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, I think I played it during COVID. I think it was COVID because I remember I was at my old house and yeah, I think it was at my old house. Yeah, I played it a little bit on my monitor. I used to have this ghetto monitor that John told me to get. I mean, it wasn't ghetto at the time, but it became ghetto. It was my main monitor that I used for my streams, and it would turn off like every 45 minutes. My screen would just go blank and then reboot back up. And I'm like, I just got rid of it. I Am Setsuna sounds nostalgic to me. Did you play the game? So, whatever. If you guys have questions too, you can tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence by itself. We got about another 15 minutes plus for this one here. So I want to say thank you to everybody that comes through. Appreciate you guys. Lost Sphere was better. Lost Sphere was better. And then like Oninaki. I think Oninaki and Lost Sphere were better than I Am Setsuna. But yeah, like that whole studio I think got shut down. The Tokyo RPG Factory. Yeah, they got shut down. They couldn't, their games weren't selling. And I think their games weren't selling because the art style. I think the art style was trash. I think that's the reason why that, at least, no, people were not attracted to the art style. Like having smaller RPGs like AA or indie style RPGs, very good. But like games like Chained Echoes and Sea of Stars sold way better. So like if you're gonna do like a small game, don't do like polygonal graphics. Like don't do like little chibi polygonal like RPG graphics. Like do like stylized graphics. Either do pixel, like, you know, like Octopath or something like that, or do stylized sleek graphics. Don't do little bobbleheads, you know, like that art style never works well. People, I mean, even if the game is good, people just like, no. So, you know what? I love me some Odin Spear, Dragon's Crown on Switch and Switch 2. That'd be good. Hopefully Atlas or I think it's Vanillaware. Vanillaware does those games. Did you see the chance to pick up Dragon Quest VII Reimagined? I have not got a chance to pick it up yet. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow morning at Best Buy. I will pick it up, though. I will. Odin Spear. I'm surprised that they haven't ported that game. Not surprised, but actually I'm a little surprised. I'm surprised. Did Baten Kaitos do well in the market? I don't think it did that great. Bandai Namco hasn't talked about it too much. I don't know if it did that great because it was not a great it was an okay remaster, but it was crusty. It was definitely a little bit more of a low effort remaster, in my opinion. They had some nice things that they added into it, but probably would have been better off as just like releasing on like the GameCube NSO at this point. I still remember you loving Has-Been Heroes back in the day. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Has-Been Heroes almost made me not like the Switch. Oh man, dude. Almost made me not like the Switch. Let's see here. What are you most hyped about the Direct? Mine is Orbitals, Grand Blue, Rebirth. All look great to me. Might check out Kyoto Xanadu. Yeah, I'll give you guys my breakdown of the Nintendo Direct. What I liked and what I thought was like meh with it. So here's my breakdown. Here's what I think I'm gonna be getting, that I know for sure that I'm gonna get at some point. So let's see here. So Fallout Anniversary, crusty. Not getting that. Indiana Jones, I'll get it because the cartridge, so I'll get it at some point. I don't like the game, but I'll pick it up for the cartridge. Oblivion, I didn't circle, but I mean, I don't know. I might not. Final Fantasy Rebirth, yes. Orbitals, double, triple, quadruple, yes. Resident Evil Requiem, already purchased it. I already got all three of those. So, yep. 7, 8, yep. Valheim, I'm going to wait for Elias. Let me know what you think. Monster Hunter Stories 3, yep. Picking up that one. Hollow Knight, I already have the game. I might update it, might not. Pragmata, 100% picking up, yep. Adventures of Elliot, double, triple, quadruple, circle. Tokyo Scramble, I mean, we'll see how the reviews do. I mean, I like new AA, you know, games, but we'll see. I mean, it's more about just like running away. We'll see about that. We'll see if there's like some good combat and stuff. If there isn't, if it's a good game and it reviews well, it's only $30, so I might check it out. We'll see. Maybe I'll get a review code. Turok Origins look kind of cool. I like third-person shooters. Looks like it runs good on Switch 2. Hopefully it turns out to be good. No, I'm not a huge Turok fan, but I did play the games back in the day. So, Turok. Grand Blue Fantasy, Grand Blue 1000%, double, triple, quadruple, circle. Tales of Arise, I saw that 30 and I'm like, bro, we gotta wait and see. And yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Maybe when it's discounted, maybe. Bomberman, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up whenever, like the physical, maybe. What's this one? This one is, yeah, Kyoto Xanadu. Yep, picking that one up. Digimon Story. double, triple, quadruple, circle, 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 circle. Now, cold set begins. We'll see. Another Eden. We'll see. Paranormal site. Yeah, probably not on that one. So that's, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the games I'll probably check out at some point. And there's like 30 plus games here. So yeah, it was not bad. Not bad. Yeah, currently behind in the stream, Tales of Arise conversation. Could battery life be a limiting factor? It could. But that, yeah, it doesn't explain dock mode. It doesn't explain dock mode. But yeah, battery life could be a limiting factor. That could be. I'm getting 13 from the list, hence why I'm puzzled. What was a better partner? There's not a single partner showcase where I've circled what I want more than like 7 to 10 games. Like that'd be like my max. But once again, everybody has different tastes. A lot of people probably like they're getting Resident Evil on PS5 or Xbox or PC, or they've already played Resident Evil. Indiana Jones, maybe they've already played on Xbox or PC. Final Fantasy, they've already played on Xbox or PC. Orbital's new, that's good. Pragmata, maybe they want to get on PS5. Monster Stories, maybe they're not into that. Elliot, maybe that's already been shown. But they're not into HD 2D. Turok, it was already announced. I mean, like there's an excuse for every single thing, right? Grand Blue is already. Most people didn't buy this game, but it's anime, so you guys know how people feel about that online. Digimon Story, most people didn't buy that game, but like whatever. So it is what it is. Cyber Taurus with the $10 JOJO.
The girl is here. She says don't sleep on Goat Simulator 3. I say don't listen to a word she says. I told her to go back to Final Fantasy Rebirth Tears of Joy.
You know what? Listen, sometimes you gotta goat simulate things. Shout out to Little Miss T. You know we're Miss Cyber T. You know we're not gonna we do not disrespect Little Miss Cyber T here. So her opinion is very valid. I want to let you know, but I will say this: listen to your dad. Your dad is correct. He is very smart. He's an intelligent, awesome dude. So make sure you listen to him. He knows what's best for you. So yes, go back to Final Fantasy Rebirth. Yes, I will say that. Go listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. Shout out Cyber Taurus. Appreciate you, fam. I've put a lot of hours in Valheim on PC, and the game is phenomenal. Graphics are supposed to be like that early PC MMOs. The gameplay loop is very addictive. If you like survival, okay. Maybe I'll check it out. Mine was Turok until I found out it's a live service game. Wait a minute, it's live service? Is it really live service? I need to know if it's like truly live service. If it is, if it is, but is it really truly live service? She said, fine. Yeah, I know, seriously. We know what's best for you. You know what's best, Cyber Taurus. You know, Dad knows best. It doesn't seem like it's live service. Let me double check. Hold up. Let me double check. Let me make sure. Turok. What's it called? Turok Origins? Turok Origins. Play against the legendary Turok warriors and face off against ferocious dinosaurs and a terrifying alien threat that seeks to destroy all human life in the galaxy. Unleash devastating attacks on your enemies with weapons and abilities, and harness fallen enemies' DNA to upgrade your arsenal. Embark on a high-stakes adventure solo or with friends. Okay, wait a minute. Hold up here. Wait. Solo or with friends. That's good. You can play by yourself. Okay, so that's good. To unravel mysteries that hold the key to saving humanity. Fight against enemies. Battle alone. They say it again. Battle alone or as a team against a variety of dinosaurs, creatures, and bosses that take to the ground, sky, swamps, and caves to push players' skill to the limit. Engage in intense combat where players must use everything at their disposal to ensure success, including melee attacks, special abilities, and fine-tuned weapons. Unleash your arsenal. Unlock and upgrade your advanced weaponry to dominate your battles and neutralize your enemies. Plasma rifles, ray guns, snipers, bows, shotguns, and more are all at your disposal. Unlock DNA powers. Extract DNA from fallen foes and the environment to unlock game-changing powers that evolve your suit in real time. Each DNA power not only enhances your look, but also offers upgradable skills and abilities to give you the edge in combat. Experience an epic story across Lost Lands. Throughout Turok's missions, players will journey across breathtaking yet deadly worlds on various planets, from ancient temples and waste. Oh man, wait, hold up. Hold up here. Let me just go back to this. Alright, make sure my fireplace. Gotta rewind my fireplace. Hold up. Did I really go through the whole thing? Oh yeah, I didn't rewind it before. Gotta rewind my fireplace. Let's go. I'll put it all the way back so I can make sure I can have it for a few streams. That's how much I stream, man. The fireplace. We went through the whole 12 hours of a fireplace. We went through the whole 12 hours. So it says, yeah, throughout Turok's missions, players will journey across breathtaking yet deadly worlds on various planets, from ancient temples and wasteland canyons to dense jungles. Each location holds a piece of unforgettable story that is packed with twists and turns. Yeah, I don't see why it says there's a story. It says that you can play by yourself. Is that still live service? Yeah, the fireplace was not real. This is like Sniper Elite approach to me, single player with campaign that's 100% designed for co-op. Yeah, it feels like it's more of a co-op. Like it's designed for co-op, but you can play it by yourself. So yeah, I don't think it's quite live service. I don't see anything. Maybe there's some live service elements, but I don't know if it's live service. Because it says you got a story and you can play by yourself. So. We'll see though, we'll see. We will see. Somebody said it was live service, but I don't. Multiplayer doesn't equal live. Yeah, multiplayer doesn't equal live service. You broke the immersion. I'm sorry. We'll be good for the next. I'll make sure to rewind it before I start next time. I'll make sure to I thought it rewinded, but it didn't. But yes, broke the immersion. Broke the cozy. But okay, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. I want to go over shout-outs. Big love to Quiet Lion Gaming. Big love to the JoJo Boys, Party Man. Big love to Dior, Cyber T, Jackson. Cyber T with the Hokage, Justin. 218 combos. Combo Breaker. JoJo Boys. JoJo. Shout outs to everybody that came out tonight. Seriously. Let's go down the list here too. Cyber Taurus once again. Oh wait, hold up. My things all got messed up. All right, we good now. Psycho Pie, Cyber Taurus, Nighthawk, Simeon Coin, Quiet Lion, once again, multiple donos and gifts. Justin, Uncario, Nick93, Product Production. Thank you for the subscription. Vision, Party Man, once again, Justin, Dane Gonzalez, Christian the Shriner Dog, Yoshi, Hafiz, Kinesis, JoJo Boys, Gene Chat, Dan Dips, Chrono Rig, J Mac, Mac Daddy, King Tree Freak, Pink Gratina, 7Dio, Cyber Taurus, once again, Justin, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Yo, Bronze Gamer, what's up, baby? I saw you on Twitter too. What's good, fam? What's up, man? What's up? Thank you guys so much for joining me today, man. Seriously, today was phenomenal stream. A lot of fun. That's Cyber Taurus. It's Cyber Taurus. No, that's it with the 10.
We're going to stream up after this, so if you want to come on by, come on by.
Absolutely.
Great stream today. This was awesome. Let me add to the JOJO.
Yes, sir. Vatsent, go ahead and link your are you a mod, Vatsent? Link your channel. If you guys will go and do like a little raid to Vatsent. So Vatsent, link your channel, bro. Link your channel. You guys can head over to Vatsent. Vatsent, I'm gonna go check out my boy. I'm gonna check you out as soon as I'm done. But I gotta go check out my boy right now, see what he's doing. Yeah, you guys head over to Vatsent's channel. You guys head over there. Link it. You know, if you guys want to watch Vatsent, he might be doing some crazy stuff. He'd be doing like programming and all sorts of weird stuff. So go ahead and link that channel, Vatsent. You guys want to head on over there, go subscribe to his channel, show him some love, you know. Combo breaks. So head on over there for a bit, check out what he's doing. But I want to say thank you guys so much for your support tonight. Big love to Vatsent too. Big love to everybody. Cybertaurus, big love. Once again, Combo Breaks. We're further than beyond. So, you know, at least just go subscribe at the bare minimum. So, I just want to say I really enjoy your videos and stream. You always make my day. I appreciate your patience with me. Bro, what do you mean I appreciate your patience with me, 91 Gamer Boy? Hold up. I'm not the one. Hold up. Time out before we go. Guys, you guys are the one that I need to thank. Yes, I provide content and whatever, help your day, and I know that. But at the end of the day, I am not much without you. So thank you for my patience, because I am a bit prickly at times. I can come off as a little bit standoffish. I can come off as a little bit rude at times. But once again, it's just the Nigerian in me. It's like think of it as like Italians, but black. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing that's the best, I would say, analogy that I can say for like my type of black person, right? I am Nigerian, and Nigerians come off as a bit prickly at times, you know, because we're blunt with certain things. So think of it as like an Italian, but black. That's the best analogy that I can do, considering there's so many different types of black people. But I know most people know what like how Italians are. Same thing. Nigerians are kind of like that. Very, very similar. We come off as prickly, but we're very family oriented, and we love you. You treat us good, we treat you good, you know, and all that. But like, if you say some stupid stuff, we're gonna get on you about it. If you say some stupid stuff, we're gonna get on you a little bit. Not because we dislike you, it's because we're just kind of upfront, you know. And I'm tame compared to I am tame compared to some of my family. I am tame. I have one of my other cousins who's a bit more chill than me, but I am tame compared to some of the other people that I know, Nigerians. So yeah, man. It's a me, OJ. Psychopie knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking. I mean, the ones like the Nigerians that were born here, we're a bit more tame than the Nigerians that are born, because like Nigeria is a very difficult, badly ran country. So you have to grow with some armor. If you don't grow with some armor, if you don't grow with some thick skin and some resistance, you'll never make it out of Japan. You'll never be somebody. Out of Nigeria. You'll never be somebody in Nigeria. You'll never make it out, and you'll get taken advantage of. You'll be poor. Like Nigeria, you have to be strong-willed. You have to be blunt and upfront. You cannot let people take advantage of you. You cannot let people say nonsense, because they're gonna scam you. They're gonna pull you into their nonsense. So that's why a lot of people, like I said, a little upfront and blunt, but because the culture and the nature demands that. Otherwise, you will be dead, or you'll be in a very bad position, or people will take advantage of you all the time. So that's just kind of it's kind of how it is, you know, at times. So it's honestly a pet peeve of mine, but it's a whole other thing. It's a thing, but you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to help Nigeria stop being so stupid, but for right now, I'll do what I can from here. Black Mario, PK Sparks. All right, shout outs, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream tonight. You describe your father. Okay, so there you go. Yeah. Oh, dude, my dad. I have an uncle that I really like. You know, my uncle Leo. He's awesome. He was kind of soft and nice with me. But my uncle Dennis, I remember the first time, bro. I think I was like 6 or 7 years old, 6, 7, and like we were playing a game, and like my cousin, who's like older than me by like a year, it was my turn to play. He didn't want to let me play, so we were kind of like fighting over the controller. My uncle Dennis comes over, goes, he's like, "Why are you guys fighting?" I'm like, "It's my turn to play. He's not gonna let me play." And he's like, "Who's older?" And they're like, I'm like, "He's older." My uncle just said, just literally just straight up knocked me over the head. He's like, "That's your senior. Let him play." And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. like, just hit me with a dunk, you know? Ever since then, man, I didn't act up around my uncle, my other uncle. Never acted up around him. Never acted up. So good old Uncle Dennis the Menace. Yeah, no, he's cool though, man. I don't got any issue with him. Like I still love him. I still like him and all, but yeah, I just remember like that's the type of like uncle I had. Like that's just like that. Nigerian men can be very prickly, very prickly. But it taught me a lesson. It taught me a lesson. I mean, I think lesson worked. I don't think I ever fought it over another controller in my life. Like people just said, "Hey, it's not your turn." Like, 'cause I had times where people were like, "No, it's not your turn." I just said, "All right, cool, I'll wait. Let me get it next time." You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a painful lesson, but it was a good lesson because I never fought over another controller ever again. Like I was like, you know what? Even if they were younger than me, they're older than me. I'm like, hey, look, how about you play right now? And I'll get it next. You know, and I think that's how I also liked watching games sometimes too, because it's like, okay, that's fine. They want to be douchey. Not let me play right now. I'll wait my turn. So it did teach me that, like, hey, it's not worth it. Just wait for your turn, or even if they're being weird about it, just let it go, you know? So that's kind of how I saw it, at least. I understand where you're coming from. I need to grow some backbone in some areas. I don't want to be too soft. Yeah. So it's kind of how it is. Peace and love, hair grease. All right, but yeah, told myself if I have kids, I don't want to be too prickly. Maybe that's being soft, but the balance, of course, bro. Compared to my pops, I was Barney the bear. If you want to talk about how my dad was raising me compared to how I raised my daughter, who's now 14, and how I'm raising my bro, I love you, you love me. Where I am. And I'm like, I am Barney compared to how my pop is raising me, bro. I am, bro. It's not even close, dude. It's not even close. Bro, I grew up in fear. I grew up in fear. Bro, I told you about Alien. I'll take this one last story before I go. Alien Isolation, bro. I burnt a triangle from the iron into my windbreakers, and my dad wanted to like kill me. My dad wanted to like, man, he chased me. He's like, come here. I was like, oh hell no! I took off. I think I was like 5 years old, maybe. It was like in the early, God, was it 90s? I was like, I think it was. I forgot what age I was, but like, bro, I took off. I was like, no, you can't catch me. I was like, can't catch me. And like I hooked around the living room and I went around and I closed the door, and I'm young, so I was stupid. And I closed the door, turned off the lights, and I hid in between the sink and the bathroom. Like there's like a space in between, and I like hid and I just ducked into like a black Samus, or like a ball, and I just like, and I was really thin, really small back then, really short, really thin, really small at that age, of course. And I just crunched myself. I'm like, oh, hopefully he won't see me. Bro, dude, like we had one of them apartments where it was kind of like a circle. He went around to the master bedroom side, and then there's like a shower and a toilet, and then there's like another one. Like it like connects. There's like two bathrooms connected together. And he went around and he turned on the light and saw me, and he just had a stick ready to go. And I was like, ah! And everything just went black, bro. Everything just went black. I swear I've never been more scared in my life, in my younger life. And I passed out from fright, and because he hit me, but because I was so scared. And I just saw a stick coming right at me, and it just went like, it was like an anime, or it was like, you know, like when they hit you with like something, and like in Call of Duty games or something, and like you wake up like in the gulag. It was like, that's what happened. I just went, ah! and he hit me, and I don't remember what happened after that. Knocked out, fainted. And then all I remember next is I remember being in my room on my bed, and me and my brother and me, we shared a room, like bunk beds. I just remember being on the bottom bunk, and my brother was eating a Morning Star like sausage muffin or sausage, and he was eating. He's like, and he was looking at me, and it was straight up like Debo, like, hey man, hey young man, you got knocked the beat. You got knocked. He's like, hey man, how's it going? How you doing? What happened, fam? He knew what happened. He knew what happened. He knew that I got knocked out because I had a big old bump across from the top of my head all the way. I had a big old mark, so you know I got hit with something. And my brother's like, hey man, you good? I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like the smell of the sausage woke me, you know, like I'm like the smell of like, you know, like those breakfast sausages, how they smell. It like jarred me awake, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And yeah, I never did that to my kids. Like there was nothing even, never even got close to doing that. Not even. That was like the most extreme thing that my pops has done. I mean, he spanked me and stuff like that. You know, I've gotten the like, you know, the branch to the butt, the belt to the butt, but that was probably the most extreme thing because it was a combination of like, usually when you get spanked, it's like, okay, you know, hey, spanking, you're being bad. But like this one was like completely, like I didn't know like what, like I didn't know. Like I thought that I had a great hiding spot. I thought that I was Einstein. I'm like what, 5 or 6 or whatever, right? So I thought I had a great hiding spot. I thought he wasn't gonna catch me, bro. He turned on that light, saw me, and I just saw him go, wow, boom, lights out, bro. Lights out. I got knocked out, fam. Yeah, he got me, bro. Appreciate you sharing your stories. Very relatable. LOL. I was a class clown myself. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, compared to my pops, bro, I'm the GOAT as a father, bro, because I did not do half the stuff that he did. The only time he really wanted to hang out with me, he's like, yo, come scratch my back. I was like, the only time I hung out with that dude. But I still love him for, like, you know, like I said, giving birth to me, and like what else? Like he gave me like candy at times, and like obviously put a roof over my head for a number of years, and like, you know, make sure we have food on the table. So I appreciate him for that. You know, I appreciate him for that. So that's good. And like I said, it did teach me to be tough, man. I will say that, man. Like when you have 2 brothers, I'm the youngest. When you have 2 older sisters, an older brother, and man, I mean, you fighting against everybody. I'm getting beat up by my mom was a lot softer on me when I was younger. My mom, she never really spanked me or anything like that. You know, she always wanted to be, you know, nice towards me, and she like sneak me Snickers and the candy and stuff. Cause I was the baby to her, so she was a lot softer with me. But when I was fighting my sisters, fighting my brother, get beat up by my dad, and get beat up by bro. You gotta grow up tough, man. Back then, I grew up tough. You gotta grow up prickly and tough a bit, you know. IRL Smash Brothers knocked up, bro. It was KO. Wakes up, shoes and wallet, bro. I didn't have my shoes on. Obviously, I had no shoes on. I just remember just waking up and just on the bed. I don't know who brought me there. That's the funny thing. Still to this day, it is a mystery of who took me to the bed. I think my dad probably did. So I know, like, I think my sisters and my brother, they were at school. So I got home from school earlier. So I was getting my clothes ready for the next day. So I was ironing and getting my clothes ready for the next day. So that's what happened. I think that's what happened. It might have been that. I don't remember 100%, but it was something like that. But yeah, I burnt like a triangle through my windbreakers, and like, so he got really mad at that. You don't want to know what I did to my older cousin when he was like 5 years old, bro. Back as a kid, I was the youngest grandson, so I had a bunch of older cousins. Oh, fun times. I bet, man. I bet. But anyway, that's the story there. Hey, what's up, Juice Man Vaughn? I call that story Alien Isolation, OJ, because like it's like you gotta watch out for like the xenomorph coming around. You gotta hide in like areas, and then like all of a sudden they catch you. Ah! So I call that, that's Alien Isolation, OJ, bro. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. I remember though. He was like, ah! I was like, ah! Knocked out, bro. What's up, bro? Pass out to Markiplier. Woke up to your stream. Yo, shout out to Homelander the GOAT. Yeah, we're pretty much done here, though, guys. We're pretty much done for this stream here. So, if you guys haven't watched my video yet, check out my video. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, obviously. I talked about the Xenoblade 4 Switch 2 leak, so check that video out if you haven't seen it. Shout out to Markiplier, though. Big love to Markiplier, one of the OGs. But I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate everybody that came out to the stream today. I am gonna relax a bit. I'm gonna hang out. Make sure you guys go to Badsense channel. Go check out his channel. He's gonna be streaming. And yeah, we'll see you guys for tomorrow for the Spawncast pre-show and the Spawncast. All right, guys. All right, love y'all. Peace.